Welcome, everybody, to another edition of the C3 Friday Free for All, the show for the fans, by the fans. If you would like to join the show, I posted the link, pinned it in the chat room of the YouTube and Facebook video. It's in the description of both the YouTube and Facebook video. And today, this free for all, we're coming at you with a brand new head coach. Dave Canales is the brand new leader, head coach of the Carolina Panthers. We're going to talk about it today and all of its implications. Tabor is out the door. James Campen is out the door. Man, you know we're going to have a great show today, and you know we already got the squad on camera and everything, boys. Let's go. First up, you know him. You love him. He probably going to tell you to shut the hell up. It's Panther Pickle. Pickle, what's up?
He got some sweat stains on his gut, though.
That's how we love him.
Today is the day that you turn your attitude around when the head coach pops up and first thing in the morning he says, "Good morning, Panther Nation. Keep pounding. Let's get ready to work." He's talking to you. He ain't talking to the Bird fans. He ain't talking to David Tepper. He's talking to you, Panther Nation. He's talking to you. Let's get to work.
Will you heed the call? The keep pounding call. That's what we are going to ask you here today,
now
man.
Is the hour. Oaths you have taken. Fulfill them all.
Keep pounding, baby.
No.
Let's go. I love the energy. Kev, shut your ass up and wait for your intro. Next up, I mean, I'm just going to kind of go in order here. I got my man Cole back on the free-for-all, rocking that. Is that a Dan Morgan?
No, that is a Colby Griffin jersey, and then it is a Dan Morgan jersey.
Yeah, I like that.
I tell everybody it's a Dan Morgan jersey, bro.
It is a Dan Morgan jersey, but if I showed you the back of it, it would be a lie.
Brother, how you doing, man?
I am doing very well. Pickle really spoke for me. I was going to go dive right into that, man, but it's time to stop feeling bad. Like, it really is. This is a week of change. You might as well just support what's here. It's not going anywhere, and it's going to be a long time till September. It's no point in being miserable till then. Pray for the best in April, and then we'll go from there.
Yes, sir. I hear that. By the way, the top row is for the webcams. My dog's on cam. Appreciate you.
Camera boys.
Yeah, camera boys up top.
Look at D's with that hair before we go anywhere else, man. That's just looking luxurious this evening.
Bro, D, I think, has the best man cave. That man cave is impeccable.
Oh, yeah. He's undefeated with that shit.
That man walked with Moses, for Lord's sake.
He had a message for Dan Morgan the other day.
Oh, yeah. We'll get to it up.
You gotta pay to see my face, bro.
Man, nobody wants to see your busted ass face. Next up, we got the homie JJ, the man of many jerseys, back on the free for all. JJ, what up, dude?
What's up, y'all? It's another Friday. We got all the information we've been looking forward to this offseason. Who's going to take over? Who's going to be the next head coach? So for the next 6 years, it looks like we're going to have Dave Canales, a young offensive mind, Spanish background. One of my favorite parts about him. Can't wait to see what he puts on the football field. But I do want to say real quick, because it's now the 4-year anniversary of Kobe Bryant passing away. That's why I'm wearing his great jersey.
It is.
Kobe Bryant. All right, one of the greatest basketball players ever, man. Shout out Kobe Bryant.
Absolutely, man.
Respect.
Shout out Kobe, man. I saw they just inducted his daughter and the two girls that were also in that playing to the WNBA Hall of Fame. So that was pretty cool.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
R.I.P. Next up, man, look, everybody knows this dude. Everybody loves this dude. I'm not going to lie, man. He gives me friendly reminders on days like today when I'm like, oh, shit, I got a free-for-all to do. So thank you, D, for reminding me to be my best self. And the brand ambassador, Diesel Skills. Welcome back to the Friday Free-for-all, brother. How are you?
Man, I'm doing great. It's Friday night. I'm here with all my best friends right here on the C3 Panthers podcast with you hosting the Friday Free-for-All, Cody. We ended the show last Friday. I talked about finding a little bit of peace. I talked about finding a little serenity, and I talked about finding a little hope in the GM hire and the head coach hire. So as the course of this week took place, I hope you were able to find that peace with Dan Morgan and a guy who knows what keep pounding really means, being hired as to lead that front office forward for these Carolina Panthers. And I hope you found some serenity in a young head coach that we signed on. And I hope you found some hope for the future as we did, like JJ said, hire that brand new first-time head coach to a 6-year contract. And we're just hoping for some patience from our owner, David Tepper. Thank you, Cody.
I hope we get some patience, man. A 6-year contract to Dave Canales says maybe he's going to have some patience, but we'll talk about that tonight. I'm going to make a snake as I introduce these people. Next up, my brother Michael Wydrick back on the free-for-all. Big Mike, what up, dude?
What up, guys? It's another Friday free-for-all. Let's hope that we get the best out of everything today, and hopefully we stay positive on this route that we got a new head coach and all this.
Yes, sir, man. But I feel like there's some positivity. There's always negativity, but we're going to shine bright like a light bulb if we so choose to around these parts. Next up, it's my boy, White Chocolate Espresso. Brother, what's up?
What's happening?
What up, bro?
What up, Kev?
I'm drinking a margarita, just chilling.
Hell yeah.
Solid.
In my head, you always got some kind of drink in your head.
Yeah. Just a drunk.
In my head, I'm always
He's
having something
definitely
drinking in my head.
alcoholic, bro. At least he'll admit that shit.
Hey, in my head, I'm always drinking, so,
Yeah. I mean, hey, at least you're not a quitter, right?
Never.
Let's see now.
That is something I will quit.
That's hilarious. All right, next up, this man has been a welcomed addition to the free for all lately. We're happy to have him back. It's my man Christian Hunt. Christian, what's up, dude?
What's up, Panther people? I got a pocket full of change and a lot of 2 cents to dish out. I'm excited about Canales. I like the culture he's going to bring, but I do have some concerns.
All right.
You should.
Oh, I'm interested, man. I want to dive deep into this today. I don't want anyone to hold back. If you love it, let me know. If you're hating it, I want to know that too, man. That's what the free for all is for. Next up, my brother from another mother, Jake the Snake. Jake, what up, bro?
What's up, y'all? I had to get my Cheech and Chong on, but I'm here, y'all.
Yeah.
I'm finally glad that we know who our head coach is, man. I'm all in on him. Offensive-minded head coach. He's going to help out Bryce Young. I'm excited to see it, y'all. I'm excited for it.
Heck yeah, I'm excited to see it too, man. I think that we could have done a lot worse than Dave Canales.
That is very true, my friend.
Yeah, and last but not least, we got my man Evan, Sports Talk, back on the Friday Free For All. Evan, my Clemson brother. Happy to have you back, man.
What up, Evan?
Hey, what's up, guys?
Yeah.
Feeling good. Ready to talk some Panthers football. Also, I agree with you, JJ. I mean, sucks that we lost him 4 years ago today, Kobe. Rest in peace. It's crazy that it's already been 4 years, honestly, since that happened.
Yeah, that's wild.
And, yeah, I mean, go Lakers. Go Lakers, because I'm also a Lakers fan. And one thing I do want to say is, honestly, I'm feeling more positive about this team than I am about the Jags. So that's saying something.
Okay. I mean,
Even though we're a little bit behind them since they've gotten 9 wins back-to-back seasons, but
dude,
Shit,
where
we
this
30
train
years
stops-
behind if that's the case.
Where this train stops, nobody knows, man. But we are on this ride together. Everybody hit that like, hit that subscribe, hit that notification bell for every single time the C3 Panthers podcast goes live. We're just going to jump into it, man. And listen, I know everybody's kind of feeling good for the most part. I'm going to go to Christian first because Christian said he had some concerns. And Christian, I'll just let you speak your word. You can talk about the good first, the bad first, however. But what are some of those concerns that you have with Canales?
Well, I'll start with the good. I do think it's a definite upgrade as far as his personality. I can see that culture being created here, with bringing some heart into the team, some give a fuck, if you will.
Passion.
But yeah, passionate. But here's where I'm concerned is because I think for Bryce to be successful, he's got to have a running game. I just don't see any way around it. And it just, Canales' offense with the Bucks was literally the worst last year with the running game. Not only I know stats, you can play with numbers, I do them myself, but when you have the lowest, yards per carry, that's pretty telling. And also another thing that I think he's very reactive as opposed to proactive. He doesn't really go into I think he even admitted it. He doesn't really go into a game with a impose your will type of scheme. It's more of a, let's see what they're giving us today. So he's kind of missing that whole first step of trying to impose your will and then adapting later.
Okay. So maybe a little bit too reactionary. Okay. And again, some of y'all might know more about him than I do just in looking up stuff. I feel like I know enough about him now. How about this? The dude is active on Twitter. He's been tweeting, man. His account is the Coach Canales. He's already blocking Tampa Bay fans, so shit, I'm happy about that. I think that I have no reason to be pessimistic about this. I think he comes from a good scheme, a good system. I like what he's been able to do with quarterbacks that people didn't really think too highly of.
I will say we only made this hard because of Bryce. What about the offensive line, defensive line, corners? There's more of the game than just the quarterback.
Absolutely. I mean, hey man, this is a free for all. Y'all just jump on it, man. What y'all
I dug up a little bit today. He's actually going to work with more than the quarterback. He actually started out as a wide receivers coach, and he spent several years as a wide receivers coach. Kind of was there helping train some of Seattle's best wide receivers over the years and tight ends. He helped. Fact is, he was the passing game coordinator, and I think it was 2020 when a old, worn out guy by the name of Greg Olson showed up there, and him and Greg Olson sat down and really had a lot of things good to say each other. They benefit both of them. He liked a lot about what Greg Olson said, a lot, because Greg Olson told him some things about football that he never really thought about at that time. And Greg Olson but he also, that's why if you heard Greg Olson isn't just talking because he hears somebody else talk. He's talking because he knows a guy on a personal level. And Greg Olson really is really happy that he's here. I think that he's actually on Twitter interacting with the fans because Greg Olson knows he's a fan. And coincidentally, Ron Rivera was in town today too, and he met with. He's just been touring basically different cities, just driving around, and he met with a few of the Panther legends here this week. And while he wouldn't say that he actually met with Canales, that he told Canales, "I'm here if you ever need any advice."
He's sniffing around, Pickle.
So, there's a lot to that.
That's going to make for an interesting question.
Right. As far as the O-line, when he was the offensive coordinator there, one of the first things he did is move players around. I don't know the folks who know this. He took a tackle that had played his whole career at tackle and say, "No, you're our center now." The guy at first didn't like it, but he says, "You're the coach." And guys played center at a really good level all year. So, as far as offensive line, if you look it up, he really does his homework on these teams and what he needs to do and how they need to improve. And I really like that because that tells me that he's going to look up and realize, in my personal opinion, the best left tackle we have on this roster has been playing left guard.
Yeah. Go ahead, JJ. I know you wanted to get in there.
I was going to talk about the whole the rushing game. A lot of people keep downing Dave Canales about the rushing game over there in Tampa, but if you really think about it, if you thought the Panthers running back room was awful for downhill runners, then Tampa Bay is even worse over the past couple of years. They have no downhill threat at running back. And if we're really being real with ourselves too, they've been so accustomed to throwing the football. Think about it. They went from Bruce Arians to Todd Bowles, bro. One of the most, what was his saying? No risk it, no biscuit. He was such a pass-happy coordinator. You had Jameis Winston, a gunslinger. You had Mike Evans and Pro Bowl receivers all over the place. You had Tom Brady, who going to pick apart the whole defense. And now you got Baker Mayfield, where his best thing is airing the football out with that strong arm of his. So, I mean, like, they've never been a running the football team for the past 5 years in general. They've been bottom 3 at rushing the football for the past 3 years in a row, is it?
Yeah.
So, I don't think that's just a Dave Canales issue. But we will be able to tell that this year because that's easily this personnel's biggest strength right now still, rushing the football.
That's
so
a good point.
If he's able to do that and help our pass game, I also didn't really like Christian Hunt's point on saying he was too reactionary. I think that's one of his bigger strengths is his ability to like recognize, identify your weaknesses to the defense he's playing and attacking them properly. Right where you could get the best result out of your strengths on top of that. So I think it's a mix of both, honestly. But I like the Dave Canales hire so far. That's all I got.
Well, I hope so. I'm just hoping it's not a, chuck it to Mike Evans type of offense because that's just not going to work here.
No, that's definitely
I don't think.
I've seen
all right, so look, I would normally shelve it, but let's just do it now since we're talking about it. What are the chances that Mike Evans would come here and follow Dave Canales to the Panthers? Like, is it just that time? Is it that time of season where
slim to none?
I'm sniffing too much opium? Am I snorting too much opium?
Yes,
or
you are.
Is there any chance? Is there any
You're chasing
chance?
the white dragon?
Oh damn!
That man get his Scarface on.
No, let's look at it this way.
If we look at Mike Evans' career, we always talk about his 1,000 yards every year. He gets at least 250 of them versus us every single season.
That's what I'm saying.
And he's not joining our team.
A lot of people.
Well, I was going to say, Pickle, though, and to add on to that, the Panthers have requested permission to speak to Buck. I cannot talk. Permission to speak with Buck's wide receiver coach, Brad Idzik, for the offensive coordinator position. So now, so it says that Idzik came with Dave Canales to Tampa from Seattle. So if you're Mike Evans and now you're looking at it, Canales is the head coach. Now you got the wide receiver coach who's probably going to be the offensive coordinator. I mean, hey, is that not an immediate boost to the wide receiver room?
Yeah, but he's not coming here.
You don't. Well, he was ready to walk.
Let us dream, Kevin. Let us dream.
He was ready to walk out. He was ready to walk out of Tampa Bay last year, but yeah, he had to stay because of his contract. But if you look at and you got to think though too. Let's be real. Baker just didn't decide to figure out how to play. Baker was taught this way by our new head coach. And since he's leaving, you think Baker's going to revert to his old ways? You think Baker's going to remember how to play good? You think the next offensive coordinator is going to say, golly geez, we got to do what he did? I mean, there's a chance Baker reverts right back to who Baker is under a different under a different offensive coordinator. But even then, Baker ain't signed a contract with Tampa Bay either. And not only that, 5 minutes ago, Mike Kay reported that the Panthers have requested permission to speak with Eagles senior offensive assistant Marcus Brady for their OC.
Yeah, I think we're going to miss out on the top 5 receiver in free agency.
With Campton gone,
not even
anybody else.
Like, you said none top 5. You said none.
I say Pittman resigns with Indy. I think Evans resigns with Tampa. I think T. Higgins resigns with the Bengals. I think Jacksonville resigns with Ridley. Like, I don't think we're gonna get that big.
Cincinnati can't pay him though.
No.
Cincinnati can't pay.
They will.
Hold on, Kevin.
With what money?
Ridley's not going back to Jacksonville because if the Jaguars re-sign Calvin Ridley, it goes from like a 4th round pick to a 2nd round pick on what they give the Falcons. So they're not giving him a contract. They're not really legit with that.
I think Ridley's our best choice, though, our best chance of getting anybody.
Nah,
think
we
we
about
all
to get
agree, man.
Higgins.
Tell him, JJ. Tell him.
Higgins is the one out. But let me ask it like this real quick. Does anybody think that we could pull a Mike Evans here? Like, is there anyone that says yes, we can do it? Okay, Cole, go ahead. Cole.
Speak up, Cole. We can do it.
I'll be very short with it, Cody.
No, take as long as you want, man. Nobody else is short-winded. Do your thing.
I'll be really deliberate with mine. Mike Evans has already won his Super Bowl. He doesn't have anything to chase. If he really has a connection with these coaches and he wants that bag, what better place can he come get it than us?
Damn, that's a
Tell him, Cole. Tell him.
But you need all of that to work together.
Marquise Brown is mid, bro.
But here's the
Whoever
thing.
said that
Is he going to get the
said
bag
that.
here, though?
He was only with them for 1 year. So if he does come here, that says a lot about their connection, or he's just chasing the money.
He's chasing the money. I mean,
Well,
I don't think he's
know,
going to
man.
make
He
money
might
here.
But wait a minute. Why would the Panthers? Yeah, but why would the Panthers not be willing to break off Mike Evans?
Because they're going to
Even
break
if
it
it's
off
for
of
a
Brian
year.
Burns.
Yeah, okay, but there's a difference. Mike Evans is more needed to the offense than Burns is to the defense.
I didn't disagree. I just think they're going to pay Burns.
No.
Hey man, let me welcome. Hey,
Cole said I'm not going to allow it.
Hey, let me welcome the professor.
Come in here, take control of Kevin, please.
Free-for-all. Tony Dunn, what up, boy?
Yo, look, can y'all hear me okay?
Yeah, loud and clear. What's up, brother?
Clean, professor.
Look at this crowd, guys.
Oh, we broke deep on the free-for-all, brother. What you mean?
Damn.
I know, but you know, we get some news, and the people come. If you build it, they will come.
Hey, we have built it, and they are here.
Oh, they
If you
are
stick
here.
it, you will come.
So we free for all on Friday.
Yeah, no doubt, no doubt. You guys, I'm sure, are enjoying the moment, right? I mean, I think it's a time where no one, I mean, like, just being negative. If you're a negative at this point over the hire, you're negative to be negative, you know? And I mean, you don't have to be positive. You don't have to go out there and think the world is about to be served up to you on a platter. But we had to make a move. We had to step forward, right? There's only one direction, and it's ahead. And this is our direction right now. And I am all in with Cody Lack, who said this is Dan Morgan was a signal that this team is just committing to Bryce Young. Whether it works or not is irrelevant. Right. Yeah. We could debate over if it's going to happen or not. But I think that, to me, the Dan Morgan news is the most important news to me.
Yeah,
it is.
I mean, you're not wrong. It's, you know, it's going to signal what we are as a team and the type of players that we put on this team. And, you know, I made the name of the show tonight. Can Dave Canales build a winning culture with the Panthers? But really, I think it starts with Dan Morgan. It's Dan Morgan and Dave Canales. And how convenient that those two are tethered to one another, that, you know, that's probably why this has all happened. Because Dan got the job and Dave has been Dan's guy for a long time.
Well, I mean, that could be. I think part of it is that let's be honest, is the Panthers have been a mess, right? They have been a mess for a minute. And everyone knows that David Tepper is part of that mess. And he's not going anywhere. So I think if you think of the top names, the top tier names, the hottest of hot names, which were Harbaugh to Ben Johnson to Slowick, you've mentioned that we're just not the belle of the ball, right? And we knew that we were going to kind of have to try to, or I think we believe we were going to have to try to grab a coach one cycle ahead of where he deserved to be.
Yeah.
You know,
and that's why we're hoping that we got him early. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you got to. I mean, like, that's what we're working with, and that's fine. You know what I mean? That's where we're at. And I'm sure, to me, it kind of reminds me a little bit of the Cincinnati hire when they hired Zach Taylor.
Oh yeah, but I just didn't really know much.
Yeah,
about
you just
or,
don't know anything, and you're gonna get a
But I
shot
like that.
and this
I
and
like
that.
that. I kind of like that under the radar vibe. Whereas last season, it felt like because everyone said that we had the brain trust with all the experience, that there were a lot of expectations put on us, even though we had the number 1 overall pick.
Yeah, we manufactured them.
Yeah, I mean,
we fanned the flames of expectation. I'm not saying that we shouldn't hold standards
for sure.
these guys. I'm just saying this is, I don't think you're walking into this room expecting to win the needing to win the division to be happy. We got to march ahead. I thought, to me, really interesting was the 6-year contract.
Yeah.
That tells me
if that's just Tepper throwing his big brass balls around.
Per usual.
Shanahan got a 6-year contract. What's his name for the Texans? D'Amico Ryans got a 6-year. Dan Campbell got a 6-year. So
Damn.
He's joined a list. Yeah, he's joined a list of really good coaches that have gotten 6-year contracts. Hey, Evan had a question that he wanted to bring up or something that he wanted to mention. Go ahead, Evan.
I just wanted to add on to the wide receiver talk from a bit ago. It's kind of backtracking now, but
no, you're fine.
When it comes to Calvin Ridley, from what I've heard from following all the Jags people that I do on there, it sounds like, if anything, JJ's right. They're not going to re-sign him, or at least before the draft. What they're probably planning on doing is franchise tagging him. If they don't franchise tag Josh Allen, which is part of the reason I said I have more faith right now in this franchise than I do in the Jags, because his brass is in the same position as what Brian Burns and his company and everybody are in, where they're not happy with the GM in Jacksonville, and they could use the franchise tag on him. If not, though, I see them using it on Calvin Ridley, and that's probably what's going to happen too with T. Higgins. They probably won't extend him because they can't. If anything, they'll just franchise tag him and then try to trade him, or they'll just franchise tag him and wait another year for him to possibly leave, and then maybe the same thing with Michael Pittman, or they might have enough money to extend him. But there's a lot of these big free agent receivers right this year are mostly either going to be franchise tag, I would probably say, or they're going to leave their place if their teams let them go. Like Mike Evans, I could see coming here to Carolina.
I'm a believer. See, Kev doesn't think that we'll get any one of them, but I think that we need to get someone.
Ridley's going to want it back. He lost a lot of money being suspended.
Now, again, I'm just throwing out
the irony of getting Calvin Ridley.
Right, that
he's going to want it back. He lost a lot of money.
I don't think Ridley's going to want a huge amount of money. He played decent this year, but
Tony, I don't think anybody on this panel realizes what you just said. The irony, and you're right. It's because it's the irony of
the circle of life.
Because of DJ Moore.
When we drafted DJ Moore, all the talk was who's better, Calvin Ridley or DJ Moore.
And Calvin Ridley popped off early in that rookie year, and then people were saying he was, it kind of reminds me of the Surtain and JC Horn conversation a little bit without the injuries. But then DJ Moore has had arguably the better career.
It's just got gambling instead of
injuries. But he did kind of, I won't say regress, but the Falcons regressed as an offense for a little bit. And then as DJ was starting to get 100 catches.
Right. But there was that time earlier where Calvin really was lethal for the Falcons. And he was
which we were saying about Drake London last year. And where the fuck is he at?
But I think that he's the perfect type of player for Bryce. That type of speed receiver that can make separation at the point of attack. That's what I think Bryce needs, someone that can get off the ball quickly. And to me, that's doable. But my original point was, be it Calvin Ridley, T. Higgins,
what about Diggs?
Michael Pittman,
we're getting Daryl Mooney,
Stephon Diggs, Tony. What I'm saying is, I need someone. There needs to be at least one big free agent signing on the Panthers this year for a wide receiver, and I don't want to hear shit about, oh, Brian Burns, we got to pay him, or Derek Brown. Dude, we have to get a wide receiver for Bryce, or else this season is dead on arrival, and I'm not depending on drafting one in the second or third round to be the answer. I have no reason.
Cody, you're wrong. You're wrong, Cody.
Wait, let me get G Baby in on this thing. Go ahead, G.
You're wrong. You're wrong. You're all wrong. I don't want to sign none of these motherfuckers, bro. I don't want to give none of these motherfuckers the bag. We don't need to. We don't need to. This is called a complete fucking rebuild. I'm not expecting nothing from this upcoming season, bro. My tone for this head coach is totally changed, bro. At first, I was against it. I hated it. I hated the Dan Morgan hire. I hated all of it. But I had to really sit back and look at the big picture, and I had to sleep on it. And I'm all for this fucking shit. I'm all for it because, for one, he's Hispanic, and I'm all for black and brown relations, bro.
You damn right, G baby.
I'm all for that shit. He's a Hispanic.
Bryce Young is Mexican.
Yeah, that's it.
I didn't know that until today.
That's hilarious.
Double brown.
The mustache makes sense.
Yeah, for sure.
Somebody said that he's short and from California. He's got
to. They're both California guys. Bryce Young and Dave are both California guys, man. And Dave's resume is elite. I don't give a fuck what anyone says. When you're at USC and you're learning from Pete Carroll, I don't think you guys understand. USC used to be a dynasty back in the day when they had Matt Leinart, they had Reggie Bush, they had Dwayne Jarrett, they had Lindell White, they had the boys in the crew where they were fucking dominating college football. And then you go to Seattle with Russell Wilson and the Legion of Boom, and you fucking dominate the NFL. And then you go and turn around Geno Smith, which honestly, his career has been complete trash. You turn him around. You turn Baker Mayfield's career around. And to be honest, I don't believe Bryce Young is going to be just fine. But if you can come in and you can fucking turn Bryce Young into the person that I know he can be, how the fuck can any Carolina Panther fan not be happy for that shit? And I want to go to Dan Morgan real quick. Dan Morgan is not a pushover. I don't see Dan Morgan being in that room letting fucking David Tepper's bitch ass talk to him some type of way. I don't see that happening. And I believe Dan Morgan was there when they were putting together the Legion of Boom. So I had to sit back and look at these moves. He went to Buffalo. He put together that defense and that team, which was a great team, okay? So, and I'm going to let you guys know, man, I've been a Carolina Panther fan my entire life. I didn't just become a fucking fan. So I was a fan when Dan Morgan was fucking leading the crew back in the day on defense, bro. I love him as a player. So I can tell. And when I see the Panther legends coming out and giving their input and everyone's juiced about this move, how the fuck can I sit here and be upset about this shit? Now I want to go to signing a wide receiver. We don't need to give no wide receiver the bag because we're rebuilding, bro. We go get that shit through the draft. We go get them receivers through the draft. I'm going to say this again. This is the greatest wide receiver draft class I have ever seen, y'all. It's the greatest draft class I have ever seen. So that pick that we have at pick 33, we can get an Xavier Worthy. We can get an A.D. Mitchell. We can get a Troy Franklin. I would take all of those guys over a Calvin Ridley. I would take all those guys over a T. Higgins. I would take all those guys over any available free agent right now, man. We got to do this shit the right way. We have to build through the fucking draft.
Does anybody agree with all that?
Evan pointed out in the chat Keon Coleman. Yeah, we could get him at 3 as well.
And I agree. We need to trade Brian Burns. Yo, I don't give a fuck if it's for a late first rounder, a second. I don't care what it's for, but we need to trade Brian Burns, man. I don't see him staying. For what? What did he do? The defense was just fine. And we got to do this the right way, man. Like this Paying Brian Burns reminds me of when we paid Charles Johnson back in the day, and we didn't have to. We gave Charles big money Johnson. Look, we didn't have to do that shit.
Yeah, you did. You lost.
No, we
Julius
didn't.
Peppers. You lost Julius Peppers.
Was he worth the money? Was he worth the money, Tony?
Man, he played for you for the next 4 or 5 years.
What were his stats, Tony, after he got that contract?
Go back to 2013.
He was good. Charles Johnson was good.
Yeah, he had 10 sacks. Like
he was really good.
Yeah, he was solid, dude. Big money was worth it. I gotta ask 2 questions.
What you got, Tony?
And I've been chambering this one, dude, and I have not wanted to say it because I don't want to poo-poo on a party. You know, you don't want to be smart ass Tony. But my buddy was telling me this. He said, I didn't know who Dave Canales was until the playoffs. And then he said, I started seeing some tweets, and the joke was, did they just hire a male model to stand on the sideline? So I don't know if, and again, this is as a Christian, as a Catholic, but I am a douchebag and a sinner. So I'm going to say, so he has the passage, you know, they cheated on his wife and this and that and all, you know, about this marriage. How much was Miss Tepper involved in?
It's a true statement.
Is the like the hammer? Is this 2.5 years the expose male model coach and billionaire wife?
We're just getting a look into her type.
You know she needs some new dick.
Any NFL player.
So what you're saying
this is who they're interviewing for.
Pepper looks at our head coach, and she thinks keep pounding. She's not.
Bring back the keep pounding motto. Did you see that where they requested to interview the wide receiver coach for the Bucs? So is that we went from having the superstar all-star coaching staff of
to the porn stars.
Are we like the most beautiful staff? That beautiful white boy staff with
like it.
I mean, I don't know.
He's Mexican.
Too,
We're good.
I think they all have. They got their. Miss Tepper got her eye for a certain type, I think.
Bro, she was like this. We gotta get this guy, bro. We got
with a twinkle in her eye.
Winking.
And the part about it in his book, and this is right, like he was like, I was putting myself in poor situations, which is how my dad used, my dad never said anything good. You're out there, you're partying, you're this and that, and this is that. Well, man, this motherfucker needs a no Nicole Tepper sign on his door.
Hey,
not allowed in the office alone.
CK and Anthony are trying to get in.
All right, I'm gonna go eat dinner. I'll be listening.
All right, take it easy, Tony.
Yep. CK, Anthony, y'all better get in while you fit in.
Hey man, can I finish talking about these wide receivers in the draft, bro? Because I don't think
nobody cares about the Texas wide receivers. Nope.
Yo, the wide receivers in this draft class, man. Y'all watch. You're gonna look back and look at this draft class, and I'm telling you. Bro, there's 6 Hall of Fame wide receivers alone, bro. 6 of them.
Hold on. Let me tag on to what G Baby said. Hold on. In my opinion, I think we need to improve receiving weapons for this offense because we have no receiving talent whatsoever. And I think we need to establish drafting young offensive linemen. That's really what we need to build up to have a proven history here in Carolina. Finally getting the trenches established. We could sign, we could draft in the later rounds all these skill positions. Get them big boys up front for that little man Bryce Young.
Yeah, well that's what I'm saying, JJ. Like we could sign the through free agency. I would rather work on the offensive line through free agency, bro.
Well, I'd rather sign proven receiving talent.
There's not a large selection of quality. Offensive linemen in free agency.
Hey,
but what we could do, when Dan Morgan was in Buffalo, he was very high on a particular wide receiver that's going to hit free agency this year. okay, Gabriel Davis. Now, I'm not saying he's a superstar, but here's what I'm talking about. If you get a guy like that, or even Kevin mentioned Mooney a while ago, you get a guy in that range, then later in the draft, at some point, you draft another wide receiver. It gives you a mix of those two. Okay, that's what because we need 2 wide receivers. Okay, that's
No,
what
we
you
need
could
like
do.
4, bro.
Well, you're going to get 2. You need a lot of things. We need a middle linebacker. We need corners. We need middle corners. We could use a couple safeties. I mean, we need a lot.
We could use everything. Everything.
I mean, if you go across the roster right now, there is nothing that says, yeah, we good. There's
Hey,
no
let me,
position on this roster that's, yeah, we good.
Yeah, I agree. Hey, let me welcome my dog Anthony back to the Friday Free for All. Ant, what's up, dude? How you feeling about Dave Canales, Dan Morgan? Also, talk about the receivers. Do you think we can get a free agent wide receiver? And if
What's
so,
up? Yeah, I'm neutral on the front office. As long if David Tepper stays out of it, I'll trust these guys. That's really what it comes down to, man. Just let them do what they want. You're paying the guy a 6-year contract. That means he's got to trust him to some capacity. Stay out of the operations, and maybe they'll be able to draft some talent and put some people around Bryce Young. So yeah, I'm just neutral on that. I don't know what to expect.
News are popping, y'all. Mike Hayes reported that the Panthers have requested to speak with Seattle assistant special teams coach Tracy Smith for their special team coordinator opening.
all right.
Well, hey,
I mean, we're gonna have to get one now that we now that we let Tabor go.
Real quick, while let me say, y'all need to understand, Campton and Tabor were holdovers from Matt Rule era. When he hired Reich, he forced Reich to take these gentlemen. The fact that they were able to let these gentlemen go now, I don't think Tepper's pulling the strings. I think Dan Morgan's doing all this.
He's finishing flushing the toilet.
I think Tepper's not messing with it no more.
No, that
Tepper didn't mess with it with Rule. He didn't mess with the roster.
Well, I mean, look at how many firings, man. Samir Suleiman out the door.
Yeah.
Tabor out the door. Campin out the door.
They didn't fire Samir Suleiman until after Dan Morgan took over.
Yeah.
And
so in my mind, like, dude, you're seeing the reckoning. I like what Shane says. The rent came due for all of the terrible moves that have been made in recent history. So I like the fact that someone now has the balls to pull the trigger on these guys. Like, look, we've been questioning James Campin as an O-line coach for how long now? Like, how long do we need to see Icky get his ass beat?
I mean, last year we all loved him.
Wow, dude, this is now the second. This is now the second O-line coach that the Panthers had that was supposedly really good and well respected and ended up not being shit. First, it was John Matsko, and then it was James Campin.
You can't change what you can't teach players to do something like they're not fitted for. Like that, he doesn't call the plays. So like you saw, he was getting all the credit when we were running good with Wilkes. That's because all the offensive linemen are built for a power gap scheme. He probably got rid of Campton just to clean the slate.
It wasn't Campton's fault that Frank Wright and Thomas Brown were having dick swinging contests to see who was the biggest. That's just fact of it. It wasn't Campton's fault that they were doing that. And I brought this up the other day in Spaces. If you're the offensive line coach, how can you direct your people on which scheme you're running if the guys above you don't know what scheme they're running? How can you do that? See, granted, he probably went to Spitterer and Tepper and said, this is a fucking mess. But hey, in that situation, I believe I would have done that. Now, granted, I'm sure he's not worried about a job. He was offered the Giants job earlier this offseason. We said, no, you can't go. if they filled it, now he's available. I'm sure he'll get a job before the season starts.
Hey, I got a question.
Pickle. I need Evero gone though, G. I need him gone, bro.
Thank you,
All right,
bro.
all right,
I will not be happy with Dan Morgan until I see Evero gone. And the only reason why I want him gone, he's a good coach if you want to call him a good coach.
I'm with you.
I don't fuck with the 3-4 defense, bro. I'm done with the 3-4, bro. It
But
don't work.
that's not his fault, though, G.
I agree.
Gee, it doesn't matter, bro. The 3-4 is trash, bro. I want it gone. It doesn't belong in Carolina, G.
Okay, but like again,
You
he
want to
didn't
say
fuck-
one
he
and
didn't-
and see which one gets filled up faster.
Yeah. That's my line,
right.
Pickle. Don't steal my line.
Cody,
Dude, I was saying that live before you was born.
Oh,
So,
shut up.
Shit, I would be completely happy with signing Ron Rivera as the defensive coordinator, bro.
I agree.
Hey, but hold on.
Like, bring that 4-3 defense back. Bring Ron Rivera back to Carolina, bro.
Ryan Burns was better under the
Wait, hold on.
4-3.
Let me ask this. Why? So is G alone? Does anyone else not want to retain Rivero?
Hey,
Me?
Brian
Like,
Burns
I
was
don't
better
wanna
under
retain
4-3.
Evero in the 3.
I'm gonna be honest. Like everything is meh. It's whatever. We're damned if they do, the damned if they don't. Whatever.
It's the exact same, Anthony. Like, let's be real. This defense performed the same as been the past couple years, bro. They wet the bed when the offense actually performs, and they play solid just to feel like, oh, we're competitive, we're in the game. Like, they'll be good enough for a few possessions, but they really let you down whenever you need them most. The
And that's
defense
because
played the exact same.
the roster just isn't talented, bro. It just isn't. Like the coaches can only do so much. Now Frank Reich, no,
Anthony, it's the fucking scheme, dog. I'm telling you, when you have
Bro.
Brian Burns dropping back in pass coverage, that's a fucking problem, dude.
He can't fucking
Yeah.
he can't get off a block anyways, G baby. He can't.
It's the Super Bowl.
This defense is a problem, and until you guys realize this defense is a problem, we're gonna be trapped.
He had,
We haven't had a,
he had Marquise Haynes in coverage. The fuck you doing in
How
coverage?
stupid
Like,
is
bro,
that?
like it's the 3-4 defense. We can't stop the run. We can't stop the run, dude.
All right, so we get rid of Edero, but I need to answer this question. Cody was asking me about these wide receivers. Listen, I know everyone thinks that Mike Evans could realistically come here, but let's keep it a buck, man. He's not coming here. And if he comes here, I will donate $100 to the C3 Panthers podcast on a Tuesday. That's how confident he's not coming.
I remember that, though. Remember that one.
No, for sure. If he comes here, I will be more than happy. I want to be proven wrong about all of this. But there's just unknowns. I don't know about this team right now. I don't. I have no expectation. But to the point, like, yeah, G's right. We need to draft receivers, man. We need to draft receivers. You can get really quality, good receivers in the second, third round. Because I was going to say this too. Adam Thielen's probably out the door. He probably wants to spend the last 2 years of his career on
Trade him for some picks. I don't give a damn.
Trade him for like a fourth or third rounder. Who cares? I mean, just trade him. Like, we need young people.
I hear you. I mean, there's a lot of different ways to skin a cat. Let me welcome my man, CK Codizzle Allen, to the Friday Free for All. It took me a minute to get some room, but I got you, man, bro. How are you?
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls of all ages, we are in a new era of Carolina Panthers football. We have decided that we're going to move on from some old heads. We've gotten rid of the guys that are of old NFL style, and we've moved on to the youth of Dave Canales and maybe Evero. Anyway, man, I'm happy to be here, man.
Now that's the voice right there. That's the one that'll make them moist. But no, let's go on that. CK, do you think that we retain Evero? Some people don't think that the 3-4 is good for Carolina. What say you?
Listen, I don't know that. I think it would be good for the continuity of this defense to hang him out, keep him out there. However, I also don't know that it's a logical thing to do. Right now, all that keeping Evero is going to do is it's going to muddy the waters of whether Dave Canales is at fault for our defense failing. Right? And so I think you've got to let him build this team how he needs to build the team. And that's really what it boils down to. I think allowing him to be able to pick his defensive coordinator, to be able to match the vision he has for this offense, I think is valuable and needs to happen. Now, even if you're on the I want to keep Evero on this team, I just don't see a scenario where he wants to stick around to another head coach on a team that really doesn't have a lot of upside right now. There's not a tremendous amount of upside. Why wouldn't
There
you
is
look
one
at
upside.
Exactly.
I'll let you. There is one upside.
Why
He
wouldn't
would
you
get
look
two
at
third-round picks if he became a head coach?
It's an upside for us, but not for him.
No, yes, and I get your point. Like, he may flat out just say, "I'm not coming back." Like that's
when
totally possible.
What's going to give him the best opportunity? Number one, there's not a lot of head coaching jobs available right now. Even if he was, that would be worthy of him taking the job right this second, at least. He's not even really in the ballpark of being in the contention at this point. I think we can all agree on that. And so when I look at the potential for what's going to happen next year, he's going to be looking. There's a lot of defensive coordinator positions that are open right now. A lot of them. And you have the Rams, you have the Ravens potentially if they end up getting they lose their coordinator to a head coaching position. You have the Eagles right now, unless they filled that recently. I don't think I heard anything about that.
They interviewed Ron Rivera.
Potentially,
they did fill it. They filled it with Vic Fangio, who left the Dolphins.
He went to the Eagles.
Yes.
I didn't know that they announced that.
Yeah. He left. He asked for his release. They agreed. The very next day, he agreed to terms with the Eagles.
And then guess what? Now there's the Dolphins that are open for him, and that's a much brighter spot than Carolina.
And that fits what he wants to do. That
even the potential. Let's look at what. Do you not know what Evero would do with a Dallas Cowboys defense right now?
Mm-hmm.
Like that dude would make that team. They're already naturally. They got a guy who's perfect to run the 3-4. Oh boy, I don't know why I forgot his name.
And he interviewed already. He interviewed for the head coaching spot in Carolina. He had 2 interviews, bro, and they said fuck you. So why would he come back to Carolina, bro? I'd be like, fuck you niggas, bro.
No choice. That's the point. He ain't got no.
Right
now, there are rumors that the Rams want him back as a coordinator.
Well, that's fine.
But here's the point.
But you're not allowed to make a lateral move, though, right?
Yeah, you can't make a lateral move
if you allow them.
But they're not going to allow it.
But why would they allow it? And
why wouldn't they?
I mean, if you want to go, bro.
Get his ass out of here.
We already have. Why would we let? But why would we let somebody else come in and steal our defensive coordinator?
Why would you want to keep him?
Just for them to make him a defensive coordinator?
You guys talk about how trash he is, bro. You guys are literally up here talking about how trash he is. So if that's the case, then he gives a fuck where he goes.
No. Let's look at it from this perspective.
No. They didn't say how trash he was. They don't like the 3-4. But here's a question I asked in the chat. I've asked it on Spaces. A lot of these folks, you know how much I like the 4-3. But let's be real. If they told Evero, sure, go away, are we going back to the 4-3? Likely not. So accept the fact, and if we keep Evero for one more year, and next year he goes to be a head coach somewhere, then we get a 3rd-round pick. So if I'm going to be stuck with the 3-4 anyway,
you get 2.
I might as well. Thank you correctly. I might as well keep him one more year and benefit and have 2 3rd-round picks.
For sure.
New news to me.
Going nowhere.
That's new news to me as well. You get 2 3rd-rounders for him?
Yes.
There would be.
Then I'm keeping him. I'm keeping him. I'm keeping him. I'm keeping him.
Y'all know what you're.
Quick as hell.
Y'all know what you're. What we're talking about leads to this consensus. We're in a rebuild right now. When Pickle brings up the fact that, yeah, we had to run a 3-4, it's because we don't have the right personnel for a 4-3, but we don't have the right personnel for a 3-4. That tells me we just need a complete new vision in here. We need someone to gut the roster. Who cares what happens with certain players? We need a teardown. We need a one vision. If you want to be able to run a 3-4 or a 4-3, you need those players for that system. Which means whoever.
I
just hope that.
Wait, hold on. Before y'all make it, I just want to make a note. This is not football related. If I have you in the background and you have something that you would like to say, tell me, and then I'll pop you into the show. I'm trying to make sure everybody can get in and speak that shit. But all right, go ahead, CK.
My point being right now, number one, it is not going to be a positive relationship to keep Evero here if he doesn't want to be here, right? Number one, that's going to just hinder there's no guarantee he's going to get a head coaching job next year either, right? And if you don't believe that this defense is going to perform 2 years in a row of it being the subpar defense in most people's eyes, isn't going to be something that's going to be a recipe for him getting the head coaching position. He's going to continue to get interviews. And I think that's the part that's tough about this is he's going to continue to get interviews, but he's not a part of a successful build yet. And so right now, his best bet is to go to another team. Now, if you're asking Panthers, why would you get rid of him? I think you're hindering Dave Canales if you're trying to keep a guy who doesn't want to be here. That isn't going to help with a team meshing very well. It's not going to help with this coaching staff meshing very well.
First-year head coach,
right. It's you've got to let this guy build this. Like we talked about how important the connection it has to be between the general manager and the head coach.
Yes.
I think the connection between the head coach and his coaches that he chooses are just as important. So the idea of keeping a guy who right now you can't really say was an incredible defensive coordinator.
He's not.
He did a
He's
good
not.
job. He did an okay job with meddling talent, right? Because of injuries and things like that. And I say meddling talent. These guys are all played football at a higher level than I ever could. So I get that that's a funny statement coming from me, but I'm just stating that from the idea of the NFL, I just don't know if Evero is the guy who's going to move this defense, the needle on this defense, and allow Dave Canales to make the decision of what he wants this vision to be without having to put somebody else in who's got it. Let's be real. Evero has a big shadow right now. We know he's a temporary figure on this team. Even if we stick around one more year, he's temporary. He's not going to be here after next year, even if he does get stuck around. So I have that shadow of that guy looking over his shoulder the entire time.
Most new head coaches, they get a veteran coach to come in and help them.
Yeah,
a former head coach.
I want to bring something up. What if he asked Pete Carroll to come on as a senior assistant?
Dude, I think Pete Carroll wants to be a head coach. So hey, hold on, two things. Some insiders and some some insiders are saying Tom Cable is a name to watch for the Panthers O-line coach as a previous Dave Canales colleague in Seattle. And then I'm going to go to my man Michael. He's got his hand up real politely. Go ahead, Mike.
All right, so I'm going to go back to what you guys were basically talking about, the whole new head coach and all that. I'm going to basically say this again because I know I said it yesterday, but I'm not too optimistic about this hire until I see it. I don't want – and this is what I'm also going to say too. I don't want to hear David Tepper go to the presser and say, oh, this player, resembles this or resembles that. I don't want to hear that hype stuff. Let the players do what they got to do on the field to show us that they have that kind of potential. Don't go to the podium thinking that you're going to automatically say, oh, this player's better than this player. Or, we don't know what these players are capable of. And honestly, I would not want a Mike Evans over here because honestly, you don't know how healthy he's going to stay for the long run. And also, there's some other players positions that we need to look at, which is like offensive tackle, because if he's not that guy, he needs to be switched to guard because honestly, if we're going to be pass happy like we have been last season, we need to get a tackle that can pass block for Bryce Young. But if we're going to go to a run game, then okay, we can keep Icky at tackle. But if we're going to be pass happy, like we always have, or I don't know if we already have been, we need to draft a tackle with that second round pick that needs to be a pass blocker and fix Bryce up with a new offensive line. And if I need to make it perfectly clear, and I know G-Baby can take shots at me all day long. I don't care. But all I've seen from Bryce today, this past season was stats. I didn't see double-digit wins. I didn't see 9 to 10 wins or any of that. He has not shown me that he is capable of being the guy yet. We should have started Andy Dalton for the freaking first time that we ever had. Because guess what? He would have probably we would have seen how Andy Dalton is. And then if he ended up sticking up, then that's when we switch over to Bryce Young. But no, we did not do that because obviously everyone wants to say, oh, Bryce Young's this, Bryce Young's that. Well, guess what? He hasn't proven that to us at all.
Cook.
2 wins ain't nothing. That's just like
Okay.
freaking taking candy from a baby.
Cooking.
And,
Cook 'em.
and yeah, like honestly, it's stupid. If Bryce Young doesn't put up both the stats and the wins, because just 2 wins ain't gonna cut it for me. I want to see either 9 to 10 wins next season. And if that season doesn't pan out for me, then you know what? I'm sorry. Bryce Young is not the fucking answer. I'm sorry.
Oh, that's cold, Michael.
Nice. Ain't that,
I
ain't
love
that-
the energy.
But if you say you have to have 9 wins, what if you have 5 wins and Bryce plays great, but the rest of the team sucks?
This roster
You gonna
fucking
cut Bryce
sucks,
then?
bro. It's
I mean,
awful.
you can't criticize Bryce on the amount of wins when the entire team looks trashy. Now listen, I understand if Bryce comes out and plays like garbage, I understand that viewpoint very much so, and I agree with that viewpoint if he plays like garbage. But if he comes out and plays
fair to
great,
Bryce
and
Young,
it's the rest of the team's problem, then you can't hold him to that one. I mean, let me tell you something. If you come out next year and you have 3 wins, and the only problem is the entire team sucks, cutting Bryce and bringing somebody else in ain't gonna do diddly shit.
It ain't gonna do anything. It ain't.
It's just gonna be another dumbass.
I will say
get more
this.
beat
I
up.
will say this. And by the way, Christian, you're back in the room, bro. But I will say this, that I want to see a step forward from specifically 2 people. One, Kim Kwanu. Look, I hope they play him at guard. I don't think they're ever going to. I hope they will. I mean, now that it's a brand new staff, maybe a new old line coach sees it different. But I want to see more out of Kim Kwanu, and I want to see more out of Bryce. And I know everything is going to be new, but I don't want to see what I saw this year from Bryce. I want to see a step forward. And
Right,
I don't know.
I
and
expect that too,
obviously, the
Cody.
whole team has to get better. 100%. The O-line has to pass protect. We got to run the ball better. But, and I've documented this, there were a lot of layups that I feel like Bryce was missing this year. So that's why I'm hopeful that maybe Dave Canales will be the guy that can implement the right type of system to get the most out of Bryce. But I'm expecting that, man, because I'm going to be real. If we have another bad year and we don't see him advance a little bit, I can easily see us looking to move on at some point in the future, with Dave being the one that picks the next guy. Not getting my head of myself, but just talking about what the reality of the situation is.
that was completely disingenuous by Michael. I'm not going to lie. Bryce Young played like a 3-win quarterback this season. Give him credit for the Packers game.
All right, 3 wins. He was on your side, Michael. He was joking.
He sure didn't show that he can win that fucking game, though.
Well, I think we can all agree we need offensive help, offensive line, and receivers.
Exactly. That's what I've been saying. We need offensive tackle that can help block for Bryce
If you don't
Young.
improve the coaching, if you don't improve the system, if you don't improve the defense. I mean, if the defense sucks and the offense is great, by your calculations, then Bryce has to get cut because the defense sucked. I mean, if you're going to run your mouth, know what you're talking about. That's what I'm saying. You can't hold Bryce accountable to the amount of wins you get in a season. That's you can't do that. That's podcasters out there right now I don't go to because they don't think their thoughts through. They have this opinion. We have to have X amount of wins. That's an incompetent statement. Yeah, I have to have so many wins before I say my quarterback's good or bad. That's like saying that David Tepper's not really rich because he spends his money elsewhere.
Can I just add on to that real quick?
Right.
Yeah. Like, I agree with everything you're saying, and I'm not even, if Bryce sinks to bed this year, I'm not opposed to taking a quarterback. Go ahead and take a quarterback. But if y'all think quarterback's the biggest issue with this team, and you haven't been...
That I'm definitely not okay with that. You're tripping.
No, gee, that's not what I'm saying. If that's the direction they did go in, I'd consider it a dumbass move because of what Pickle's saying. This roster is ass. If any of the fans in this fan base honestly watched the games last year, and first off, Bryce comes in to a coach that doesn't even believe in him, according to, if we're going off Cody's conspiracy theory, you have a coach that doesn't even believe in him from day one. Man, we need to just give him a chance and see what happens, because Canales wouldn't have accepted this job if he didn't want to work with Bryce Young. Okay, I get your point, though, Michael. I do, trust me. But this roster, we need to accumulate as many picks as we possibly can. Whether
that's why we should trade Brian Burns, Anthony. We should trade Brian Burns.
We should have already
There
traded
you go.
him.
Now you cooking.
We should have traded him already, and that's the thing, right? Pickle talks about, well, if Bryce Young and the offense is good, but the defense sucks, but we can't win games. Let's be honest. This is an offensive-driven league. You have to put all the chips into Bryce Young in the offense right now, at least for one season, because having a shit offensive line and shit receivers and shit play calling straight from Madden isn't going to be able to evaluate our quarterback.
But I don't think anyone's saying otherwise. I don't think anyone's saying that we don't need help on the offensive line or the receivers.
Well, the problem, my friend, is when people talk about a lot of folks don't talk about the offense. They talk about the quarterback. They don't talk about fixing the offense. They say the offensive line's good enough. The reason why the offensive line sucked is because the quarterback sucked. The reason why the wide receivers sucked is because the quarterback sucked. Not everybody, by no means not everybody. I'm not talking directly to Michael. I'm saying by and large, a lot of folks out there aren't talking about improving the offense. Their idea of the offense is the quarterback sucks. Replace what's his name? Al comes in all the time. I don't think he's here today. Shout out to Al who ain't here. His opinion is there's nothing wrong with the offense, only Bryce. If we would start Andy Dalton, we'd have probably won 10 games. That's the people I have problems with. G and Anthony, I'm not a big Bryce fan, but I hate seeing people criticize the guy when there's nothing he can do.
Right. So you're hating.
Andy Dalton didn't even win the game he started this year.
People attack Bryce when they don't just because they don't comprehend.
Hey, don't doubt that performance too much. That was our best quarterback performance.
Yeah, it was. And guess what, JJ? Bryce Young threw for 312 yards.
Receiving performance too.
Hold up. And Bryce Young threw for 312 yards in the Packers game. Dalton threw for 358, and he threw the ball 22 more times. That means that he was throwing straight checkdowns the whole game, bro. The issue is not the biggest issue is it's from ownership down. We need people in here now to build the roster up, get pieces around the quarterback, and then we can fairly evaluate him. I'm not blind. If Bryce Young is missing Troy Franklin down the sideline or some random-ass receiver that we draft and he's got time, then that's on him. But the fact to say that, people are already thinking about, we need to draft another quarterback. Man,
it's insanity.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, I've been fighting.
It's stupidity at its finest, bro.
Hey, I've been saying this too. If you love Bryce or if you hate Bryce, the Panthers are not about to move on and draft another quarterback or get one in free agency. Like, bro, everyone was hired with the express goal of getting the most out of Bryce Young possible. Like that's everybody's job right now. Go ahead.
I'll tell you what could happen though. Late round quarterback. A development.
But I mean, maybe. But
we got what? How many picks we got right now in the draft, Cody?
Not that many.
I think we got like 6, 5, or 6.
Why the fuck would we do that?
I don't.
You've been listening to fucking.
Come on, y'all. Y'all gotta be realistic, bro.
Hey, you said why would we do that? I'm not gonna lie. If Bryce Young is the next Drew Bledsoe, I ain't gonna be opposed to that.
Yeah, if he's the next Drew Bledsoe on a team with a fucking top 10 defense, and all they need is a quarterback that doesn't turn the ball over and throws for 140 yards and wins the Super Bowl, then fuck yeah, we'll take another quarterback. That's a bullshit statement, man. That's a
let me get my man. Let me get my dog Chuck into the show. Chuck, what's up, dude?
Love the passion, Anthony.
Hey, what's up, man? I just got 2 points, and y'all can go with it. One, if anyone is saying that they want to trade Bryce Young, don't ever talk about money, because why would you have your investment? That's like saying putting your investment in, and then you need your help in your investment, but you're not going to allocate the resources to help your investment. Like what? That's idiotic. That sounds stupid. You do all you can to provide your investment in your franchise to support his growth.
Yeah.
Number two, about the Dave Canales hire. I mean, I'm so numb to it. I have to wait and see. But also, nobody has made this point. Hiring the Bucks have won the division 3 straight years. Hiring an offensive coordinator, their offensive coordinator, who Todd Bowles was about to get fired. Their offense improved once Tom Brady left. That is another, like, that's a plus. Somebody's missing that point. We just weakened the Bucks and added it to our staff. So again, that is another plus, but we have to wait and see.
W take Chuck.
WW. Hey, by the way, and just a note, if I do have you in the background, just tell me something in the private chat. I'll rotate you on. Make sure that we get everybody. Just trying to filter, make sure we get everyone in. We got Chuck on the show. We also got my dog Kendall the Goat from Black Cat Panther Podcast. Go, what up, baby?
What's going on, man? I just like to thank the #1 Bryce Young podcast for having me today.
Damn. Here we go.
I like to thank the #1 Bryce Young podcast for having me.
Here we go.
You know,
we happy to have you.
Man. I had to get on with this Bryce talk, man. How y'all doing?
We happy to have the #1 haters on the #1 Bryce podcast. Go ahead, man. Appreciate you.
Bryce, I feel like I'm on Fox. I feel like a Democrat on Fox News.
Oh shit!
You say you're a Democrat.
I don't even vote.
I feel like a Democrat on Fox News. I'm out of place.
We don't care. We don't care how you voted.
Anyway.
We don't care how you voted in this Panther election. We welcome everybody in this motherfucker.
If you can handle the heat in our kitchens, come on in.
I mean, hey, look, man. I think. I mean, hey, I'm doing good.
Anthony.
Doing good.
What's going on? Man, that D's over there. What's going on, D's?
What's up? What's up, Goat? Good to hear from you, man. Glad you dropped in on the free-for-all. What you want to add to the conversation, brother?
Hey, man, I don't know what I'm trying to say, man. Everybody say, I was just hearing Bryce. I said, I can't take it no more. I said, let me get over here, man. Let me get over here. Because one thing y'all not going to keep doing is moving Icky to guard, man. That's what y'all not going to keep doing.
Thank you.
But why
y'all
not?
Going to keep moving Icky to guard.
We should.
Maybe.
Damn well should.
Maybe. But look, Cody, maybe did you not hear the reports where they didn't even know where this boy was dropping back to, his depth that he was dropping back to? Like I said earlier, if you play offensive line, you have to. It's a field for these games.
Hold on. Your argument's kind of flawed, because if you're saying Bryce is trash, then what is Icky? Icky was trash this year, and now you're saying that not to move a guard. So you can't say Bryce was trash and not say Icky was trash. They were both trash. You're saying that. So
I'm not saying Bryce is trash. I'm not saying Bryce is trash. I'm saying Bryce is shit.
You got caught.
I'm not saying Bryce is trash. I'm saying Bryce is shit.
How are you saying
Bryce is shit?
How are you saying? I'm
not calling trash. Trash is better than Bryce. Bryce is shit.
Damn.
How are you saying Icky? How are you saying Icky don't need to move the guard, but he was trash this year, and you saying Bryce is trash? So you're saying that Icky was not bad?
Icky was probably the worst player on the fucking team.
Listen to what I just said.
He was the worst tackle in the NFL.
Yes.
If you, his number say that?
Yes, I'm Nigerian, dude. He was the worst tackle, bro. He was.
He said, and I'm Nigerian. He said, and I'm Nigerian.
Bro, I'm Nigerian, bro. I'm Nigerian. He was the worst.
Bro, hey, man, go. You want Bryce to get killed.
I'm Nigerian.
You want Bryce Young to get killed. That's why you want Icky to stay at fucking tackle, bro.
Bro, no. Let me stop.
Letting the coaches, the offensive coordinator and the new offensive line coach and the head coach sit down, watch film, and let them decide for themselves, because that's what they get paid to do. So that's my opinion. If
Well,
they
I
decide
mean,
if he's going to guard, then he goes to guard. If they decide he's not, then he's not.
Well,
They
Pickle,
don't-
the rice is in the pudding. The rice is in the pudding,
we
Pickle.
can't just not talk about it though.
I mean,
We
they're
can't
not
just
gonna
not
move
talk
even
about
if,
it.
even if I didn't like rice in my pudding, ain't nothing I do but eat it.
I mean, my thing is, damn, we talk about pudding now. But look, my thing is this, go. I know, let me just go. And I told you this today on y'all's podcast. That to me it's a little bit wild to say that that Icky's inadequacies at left tackle, it's just because Bryce don't know how to drop back far enough. Like, even if that is true, go.
That sounds crazy, Cody.
You can't tell me that's the reason
Cody.
that Icky and Quantum can't deal with the speed
Cody.
rush. He can't deal with a speed rush. He can't deal with an inside swim. Bro, they got this man on rollerblades, go. Y'all can't say I'm wild for saying he can't play left tackle. This year was so bad for him. He looked like one of the worst left tackles in the NFL, bro. In the NFL.
That's why they so high on Brian Burns, y'all. I just hit me. In practice, Brian has been lining up on Icky all day. That's why they so high on Burns.
Damn.
That makes sense now.
Yep, you got me too. Yep.
Oh,
It just makes sense. Burns been killing Icky in practice. They say, damn, he Hall of Famer. He just got to put it on the field.
Cody, his number say he's the worst tackle in the NFL.
Yes.
But he's damn near,
Yes.
but if he's not the worst, he's
Yes.
bottom 2 or 3.
He allowed the
Yes.
most sacks by any offensive lineman
Yes.
in the NFL.
Yes. Go,
Forget
go,
tackle.
Cody,
Any
Cody, go
line.
pull up the
Him
tape.
and Mekhi Becton were trying hard.
Bro, go, Cody, go pull up the tape. And the preseason, I was screaming at everybody. Icky's not a bum. It's just practice. It's this preseason. It's this preseason. Then I watched the film. Then I watched the tape. I'm like, damn, this nigga is trash.
I mean, and like my thing is, then I'm gonna let you say your thing, Pickle. My thing is, I'm not calling Icky a bust. I'm saying
Me too. I'm not
playing
calling him
the
a
wrong-
bust either. But
Yeah,
he was
I'm
trash
saying
this year.
he's playing the wrong position. And that dude, if he ends up being a Pro Bowl guard, man, think of what we're missing out on, man. Like, the dude is a bulldozer. You need that pocket maker.
That's
You
what
need
you
that
want at
distributor.
guard. You want a mountain
Yeah.
mover, man.
Yes,
Like, what is going on here?
The fucking juggernaut, bro. That's what Icky is. And
Well,
that's what I want on our interior. That's the shit I want.
May I add to that, Cody, real quick? When it with Dave Canales here now as our head coach, we really have a chance to move Icky to guard. If we look at the Buccaneers last year, Tristan Wirfs, he went from right tackle to left tackle for the first time in his career, I believe, because they had such a void at left tackle.
Yeah.
And he filled the spot perfectly throughout the season.
Yeah.
It
So
was almost
all
like he
this
didn't
shit
even
that O lineman can't move, that's some bullshit. That
Dave
O
Canales
lineman
has done
can't.
that in his
Yeah.
And this is my thing. This is my thing. Your boy Brady Christensen plays.
Wait,
Go
who
ahead,
can't?
go ahead, go.
No, some old linemen can. That's why you got swing linemen, you know what I'm saying? Tackles, guards,
Yeah.
centers, stuff like that.
Yeah.
Some can't. Some can't. It's a natural position to move right or left for them.
But you really don't think Icky could move over one spot
Dude, he
and beat
played guard
people
in
up
college.
at guard? Yeah,
What-
and
what
he
I'm
played
saying,
some
Cody-
guard in college.
Go look
Yo,
at the scouting report.
If
Go
you
look at the
look at
scouting
his
report.
if you look at his numbers, y'all, a lot of time now, I'm not saying this at a quarterback position because I go hard on Bryce, but in the trenches, that's where games are won at. It usually takes 2 to 3 years to get an offensive lineman to jail. Then when you have a quarterback, like I said, with the way his depth was this year, and you didn't know how far he was dropping back, and you get the feel for it, it's all about rhythm on that line. Look at everybody across that line was bad, except for with the exception of maybe Taylor Moton, but he had a down year this year. Why? Because of quarterback play. Y'all can't
Yeah.
tell me.
But it wasn't
That
all,
was
but
a
okay.
big reason for.
Maybe
But something else though,
No, man. Taylor Moton got that bag and he just got fucking lazy, bro. I'm sick of the fucking Taylor Moton shit, man. He got paid and he got lazy, bro. That's what happened with Taylor fucking Moton, dog.
2022, the year Rule was fired. When he was fired, Steve Wilkes had the offensive coordinator give Icky and the new center James Bozeman help. So in almost every single passing down, not every, but in almost every passing down, Icky had help at guard. He had a tight end, a chip blocking and staying in there to block. And the running back, whoever it was, normally helped Bozeman block the center. Now, Wright and Thomas come in, and Thomas said at the beginning of the season, in one of his Thursday press conferences, when asked, are you planning to give Icky some help at guard or at tackle because it's clear he can't handle speed rush, or there's an issue there? The question was, and he
said something like, "I wish I would have," right?
No, not at the beginning of the year. At the beginning
No, the dumb motherfucker said, "Yeah, I should have done that. Yeah, I should have."
What kind of shit is that?
At the end of the year, like the end of the year, he said, "I wish I would have done that." And I'm like,
dumb as hell. Dumb as hell. Yeah, dumb as hell. Dumb as hell.
For the Titans and all these places for an offensive coordinator, I'm thinking, I hope your dumb ass gets it.
But let me ask y'all this: do y'all really want to have to commit a running back and a tight end every time we got to pass protect?
Hell no.
No, not every time. No.
Well, I mean, that's what Bobby's slowing.
That's what that feels like. It feels like that. It feels like that's what we got to do. That we got to have. That every time we want to pass on third down, we got to make sure that we got another tight end and running back.
Cody, some of the best.
Yeah, but all right, but I want to be able to leave you on an island, though, Goat. I want to leave my left tackle on an island and know that
you want to leave your top 6 pick on the island.
Yeah, 100%. My
I'll be real with y'all though. That's not the reality of the NFL though. That's not the reality of football, y'all. Like, if we're being real, tackles being left on the island, that's just not a reality.
I agree.
You have to change it up. You have to change it up.
Go ahead. Wait, one at a time. Go ahead, go.
Help, no help. You got to change it up. Our offense was so predictable, y'all. All they had, like I said,
isn't most defenses have speed rushers?
I was about to say, this is like the most athletic era of football right now, guys.
Exactly.
Like, just being able to leave your linemen on islands against these pass rushers nowadays.
Right.
All these teamed up blitzes and stunts and all this bullshit, bro. Yeah, that shit, all that island shit. Yeah, that's out the window, bro.
JJ, I'm not saying all the time never give them no help. But I'm saying that if you're a top 10 pick, we spent the number 6 overall pick on Icky to be our franchise left tackle, and this man can't hold his own. Right, but JJ, he can't hold his own against backup defensive ends. Against backup defensive ends, he doesn't hold his own.
It comes down to talent evaluation. You got the Browns taking a guy in the 3rd round named Dawan Jones, who pretty much was one of the top.
A franchise left tackle.
No, he was a right tackle. Yeah. He's a right tackle, but like the difference is that we just fucking can't evaluate a goddamn.
And why do we have a scouting department?
When Dawan Jones was at Ohio State, I really thought he had an Icky.
That's why I'm mad, Anthony. Nobody's talking about that shit. The fucking scouting department is still here.
This is why I'm skeptical about Dan Morgan. I get it. People are excited. People are trying to get that optimism. I'm not taking that away from you. But if Dan Morgan can't draft worth a shit again, I'm going to be sitting up here saying this is why David Tepper should have cleaned everything
How many years are we going to give to Dan Morgan the draft? Like, for those talents?
We'll give him like, I mean, you got to give him what, like 2 drafts? I mean, it's pretty, from a fan perspective, we can see when these players don't turn out quicker than the front office does. So we can't just let him continuously give him all these drafts. It's the same thing with you guys said about Scott Fitter. Oh, he wasn't doing anything. Let him pick his draft. His draft that he picked last year was fucking worse than what Matt Rule did. And everyone hated Matt Rule. The reality is
he ain't got no picks this year. You at least got to give him 2025.
That's
Yeah.
okay. That's
Least.
fine.
Not gonna
but
fire him, but he needs to make a good pick right now. Like,
Oh,
I
hell
don't give
yeah.
a damn about waiting on that
And-
shit. You
and
need
he
to
needs
show me
to be-
something right now.
He
with
needs
this
to be on the
draft.
phones trading players for picks. I'm sick of this retooling bullshit. We need
But
to
why are
y'all
y'all
think-
expecting rookies to be great?
Do y'all?
Because they
Yeah.
can't.
They don't
be,
have to be
Kevin.
great, Kevin. They
Bro.
got to get on the
Oh,
fucking
oh my-
field.
We gotta hit on some
They
I don't
rookies
good,
expect
down
any
the
bro.
rookie
line,
to do
bro.
There's
anything.
there's proven
you-
talent
yeah,
coming
yeah,
out of
you do.
every single round in the
Yeah.
NFL nowadays, y'all. Like
I'm
you
not
think
It is.
expecting the
constantly
rookie
hear
to be
all
the
these
guy.
other- Oh, the
That's
Steelers
right.
got a pass rusher that had 14
should,
sacks last season.
Yes,
He was
JJ.
like a 4th round pick the other year, bro.
UNC
But-
Charlotte.
See, this is the problem. This is the
That's an
problem with
anomaly.
Panther fans. We
That's
can
an
never
Every
just
anomaly.
sit back and
That
just
is an
fucking rebuild,
anomaly.
bro.
Exactly.
Just sit back
All
and
y'all wanna
rebuild,
do,
bro.
We're gonna win. We're gonna win the division. We're gonna retool. We're gonna do this. Nah, bro. We've been sucking ass trying to do that. It's better to suck ass knowing you have a vision, bro.
It's
I'm sick
it's
of
it's
that.
save and save the money, bro. We don't need to be spending money this week. We don't have money. We just need to sit back and fucking rebuild, bro. We keep half-ass rebuilding. Everyone wants to fucking let's go win win what division though, bro?
How
Like,
you
come
gonna rebuild
on.
when you can't draft? How you gonna
How'd y'all
rebuild when
feel
you
about
can't
Chuba
draft?
right now? How y'all feel about Chuba right now?
Somebody
And
better
how'd you
thug
feel
his
about him his
draft.
rookie
I
season?
mean, I'm fine with Chuba. Did y'all think Dan
Chuba's a
Morgan
good
And what'd you
trades
think about his
down?
rookie
I
year?
need another running back too. I'll be the one to say it.
Hey, do y'all think Dan Morgan trades down since he only has 5
Chuba's a
picks?
good
He
backup,
need
right,
to.
Cole?
Or
He need to
6
trade that
picks?
third.
Yeah, I don't want
He
to
need
see
to trade
any
it down.
trade ups. I
He
don't want
need
to
to
see
trade
any
it down,
trade ups.
Cody. He
I don't
need to
want to
trade
see
it down.
any
He need
trade
to
up.
trade
The
it down.
only trade up the only time you trade up is when you're getting a guy like Jackson Smith-Njigba rather than Jonathan Mingo. That's the only time you trade up. You don't trade up for DJ fucking Johnson when you can get him 2 rounds later.
DJ Johnson.
Not only that, you leave and 4 picks later, Devon Achen fucking goes, man. Like, come
That would've
on,
been nice
bro.
to have
Oh,
him
I
here.
know
He
that.
said JSN, but I'm
But like
So what
to,
happens
to
if DJ Johnson?
but Kev, you said like
gra-
you're not expecting a lot of rookies. I'm like, God damn, can we ever get a rookie to break out for us?
See, well, that's the
Every other
problem, though,
team-
Cody. We
every-
They
gotta
can't
get
get
him
on
on
the
the
field,
field.
Cody. That's the
every other
problem.
team,
If
every
the
other team
Steelers thought
finds
that,
rookies.
hold on. If the Steelers thought that
JJ,
high of him,
you
they
were
would have
talking
drafted
about-
him earlier.
Wait, hold on, let me hear Kev. What you say, Kev?
If the Steelers thought that highly of him, they would have drafted him earlier.
Yeah, but it
They
doesn't
didn't
matter.
have
At least
to,
they
though, because-
drafted him, though. They drafted him. When do the Panthers draft someone
He-
that
yeah.
breaks out as a rookie?
And what round?
That
He's
Because
could
you
talking,
don't.
be
I'm not
shit,
expecting a
because they're doing
6th-round
that.
rookie
he's
to
talking
break
about
out.
getting a.
Jeremy
He's talking
Chin
about
was the
getting a
last one.
Laporta. He's talking about getting a Laporta in the 5th round at 177.
Yes,
and,
that's when you know.
That's what the
when
fuck
you
He
know
was a
the
talking about.
second-round pick.
suck. That's when you know
Puka
when the
second,
suck.
Bro,
Hold on.
Laporta was a 5th round pick.
No, Goat
Laporta
brings
was a
up a good
5th round
point.
pick.
Amon Ross St.
He
Brown
was
was a
not a
4th
fifth-round
round
pick.
pick.
No, listen. That's what
How
Goat
about
brings up. That's when you know
Tua?
that our
Oh yeah,
scouts
and
are
you
terrible.
thought they were going to be a.
T.
Hold up.
Higgins
All
was a
pro?
2nd round pick.
You thought they were all
hold up.
pros?
Hold up.
Why
You
didn't the
just
Bengals
go
draft him in the 1st round?
because they didn't have
Because
to.
he was there in the 2nd.
And because
That's
they
why.
didn't think he was going to be that great.
Because they had the
No,
1st
because they
overall
had
pick.
other-
You
they
If they
had
thought he was
other
going to be that
needs,
great, they would
and
have
they-
drafted him in the 1st
Because
round.
they picked 1 and 33. That's why he didn't go in the 1st round.
Hold up.
What?
They
Goat
didn't think
brought
he was
up a
going to be
great
that great, so they took him
You're
in the
still
2nd round.
missing the
It was a
point, though,
risk.
Kevin.
Goat.
You're
Hold up.
still
No,
missing the
y'all
point.
missing the.
That is the
No,
dumbest
you're
shit I've
mi-
ever
you're
If you
we're
think a
saying
7th
that.
round pick is supposed to break out, then y'all are insane.
Bro, then why
No,
was it
no,
Tom
we're
Brady
saying
picked
that
y'all
at
first
least
round,
expect a
bro?
one
7th-round
is
You
rookie
can
to
supposed to
still
break out
break
draft
out so
proven
in the
talent
rookie year?
later on and develop
Hold
it.
up. Y'all. Goat brought
Y'all
up
be
a
giving them
great
the
point. Goat.
What
He
did we
brought
do
up a
last year?
great
Y'all
point.
already calling all these players bust.
Hold on.
Before
Hold
the
on.
draft. We called
Right.
DJ Johnson a
Break out
bust.
his rookie year.
Have y'all
Hold
called
on.
DJ Johnson a bust?
Hold
He
on. What Goat
sucked.
was saying
Kevin,
about
Okay, there you go.
Kevin, does he not suck?
He sucks right now. Give him time to develop.
He's
Okay,
alright, bro.
hold
Like,
on.
I think that's
Goat
what.
brought up a
Can I
great
chime
point.
in here?
Okay.
Yeah, Anthony and then Christian. Go
Did
ahead.
Chuba suck his
Okay.
rookie year?
Go. Okay.
Yes.
So what he
How you
was
feel
saying
about him
about
now?
Sam
He
Laporta,
still
right?
sucks.
Average
This is
at
how you
best.
know. This is how you know the scouts suck, because we're out here doing mock drafts that are better than the Panthers players.
Absolutely,
Than they actually draft. That's how you know how
Based on
bad.
guessing.
But you see how we're not even doing it? Like,
No,
we're not
but
even
it's also
talking
that
no
we
more.
draft. No, Kevin, it's also that we watch college football and we can clearly see who
Yes.
the dogs are in the draft.
Yes.
Like to
Yes.
the point of like JJ
Y'all weren't
was
happy
saying
with
something
Hickey,
about
though?
JSN. Hold on. JJ was saying something about JSN. The only reason I said that is because Will Kunkel came out before our pick at 39 and said the one player the Panthers were enamored with in the first round was JSN. So my thought process was, okay, If you're going up for a receiver, why don't you trade up for a guy that has a way better resume, college resume, and is way better, highly thought of than some guy from Ole Miss who didn't even crack 800
Yes.
yards?
JJ,
Yes. Not only that, bro. We could have traded up for Michael Mayer, bro, out of Notre Dame, bro. But we don't make moves like that, bro. We don't know how to evaluate fucking talent, bro.
But also, you're only going to move up so far. You had other draft picks. You had other positions that you had to fill with those draft picks, Anthony.
You don't fill
They
those
couldn't
positions
just
with draft picks.
That's
They pick
it.
better
Let's
players.
just trade up every
Where did Jackson
You
Smith?
fill positions with free agency.
Hold on.
Cody, you talk about how we need extra picks so we can fill those extra positions.
I hear you, but you need linebackers, bro. You need linebackers. You need
fill positions
corners.
with free
You
agency.
need all this other shit. Like,
Bro,
you
Cody, to your point, if Jackson Smith the Jigba went like 22nd, but to the point of like, if you're going to trade up for a player, at least trade up for a good fucking player. Don't trade up for DJ Johnson. Nobody
Thank you, Ant. Thank you, Ant.
Okay,
I hear you. Thank you, Ant.
I agree 100%.
Do you think they were the same price?
It doesn't matter the price if you're getting a good player rather than getting a fucking shit one like who cares, bro?
Yeah, we got a good player.
It doesn't matter, bro.
We traded up for Bryce Young too. So
like as if the
we got a great player there. What happened?
Man,
So you guys are forgetting a lot of things here.
Wait, go ahead. Wait, let me let Christian go in. Go ahead, Christian.
So yes, scouts are fucking lazy. They're mediocre, but we're forgetting the development aspect of the game and the scheme that fits. You have to consider that it's not all the scouts' fault. Like this isn't fucking Madden where you just draft a guy and you see his overall. You have to be able to see him fit into the scheme and then develop him as well. And the problem that we have right now is that we had years of fucking rule where you had people like Tommy Tremble saying they weren't being fucking coached. So it's going to take some time, unfortunately, but I agree. You know, we do need a good draft. Like that goes without saying, dude. We need.
I could argue though.
Hey, Christian, with that right there, this is the thing right here. Now, you can't keep firing coaches. You can't keep firing coaches, and you can't keep firing this and this after 1 year. You at least got to give them 3 to 4 years because just like y'all just said, when you draft this coach draft this person for this scheme, whatever. Then you fire him in 11 games or whatever. Now, when Canales and all them boys got to come in here, they coming in with a new scheme. So how many of these players that we have on roster right now is not going to fit what?
And that's why I said you have to rebuild and trade everyone, bro. And that's also
right.
And that's also why I said to the point of like what Christian's saying. I get your point about the schematics. Guess what? They drafted Jonathan Mingo. He didn't even fit the system they were running.
He don't fit the system.
So everything is flawed. Everything is flawed. Schematics, scouts, coaches. It's been a complete clusterfuck.
Burn it down. Burn it down.
No, but see, I want to save some of that antique china if I can. so give me Derek Brown, give me Frankie Louvu.
You're gonna have to leave. You're gonna have to lose some of them guys. You're gonna have to use.
Well,
some
if you
of them
get
guys
good value.
Yeah,
if you get good value.
We don't have enough draft picks to tear it down.
Yeah,
like we don't have enough.
That's why you got to trade some of these guys.
Yes, that's why you trade. You can go.
You can go trade a Derek Brown.
Guess what? Going 2-15. Going 2-15 with like 13 draft picks, 12 draft picks is better than going 2-15 with no draft picks.
All right. Have anybody who's running their mouth
win a game? How many games did that win?
Have anybody that are running their mouth about trading players stopped and looked and seen what these players are worth? Because if I'm an NFL guy and you say, hey, I'm going to give you J.C. Horn and I want a first-round pick. I'm going to say, well, I'm sure you do, but you ain't going to get one. Because I'm not giving you a third-round pick for a guy who ain't played but 25% of the snaps since he was drafted.
Pickle.
I don't give a damn how good he is.
Apparently, the only rookie that needs to develop is the quarterback.
Everybody's screaming at these scouts. Let me tell you something. If you haven't researched it, a scout don't do the drafting. A scout looks at the players, he puts them on a list or however they do it now, pad or email or whatever, and he records what his opinion the best guys. It's up to the GM to look and evaluate those players and realize who he wants so he can make his draft board. So you can fire every scout every year all day long. That still don't mean you go get another guy good.
So then what are the point
All
of
the
scouts
scout
then?
does is report to the head coach or the GM about his opinion on a player. If the GM's too stupid to follow the scout's opinion, that ain't on the scouts.
Yeah, it's
Because if you
to
tell
me.
like, if you want to trade Chuba Hubbard, I
They were
like
too
Chuba,
busy
don't
looking
get
at
me wrong.
RAS scores.
I'm not
Pickle,
giving
Hey,
you
but
it's not
do
just
you
Pickle,
think?
it's
Hey,
not
let me
just
ask
what
you. Let me ask this though: do you think that they would, especially now that we have a GM like Dan Morgan that has played before, do y'all really think he would be looking to trade guys like Brian Burns and Derek Brown? Because I kind of think that you probably wouldn't.
Well, only if
I
the
think they
trade
would
being
trade
offered
Burns, but
is higher than their value. So if you get like
because
a first round out of Burns right now, I would take it. If they're
yeah,
offering
I
a
would too.
third, I probably wouldn't.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, y'all. I
But
kind of hope,
Burns, if
that we're gonna have a first round pick.
y'all are okay.
I just think that we'll get one before the
It's gonna
draft.
take a
Can
lot,
I add
Cody. It's
this in
gonna take
here
a lot to
to
get.
Pickle's point?
Maybe I don't know, man.
To Pickle's point,
It's gonna take a
like
lot
I'm
to get it,
sure
but
the
I think we'll
Commanders
get one.
wanted. I'm sure the Commanders wanted to get more for Chase Young, but they had to do it because they're moving in a different direction. You trade player, whether you get a major value or not, you get draft picks so you have a new vision with the new front office moving forward. It doesn't
that
matter what they go for. That's the whole issue with our team. They didn't trade Brian Burns because they thought we'd win, even though the direct vision, which has been
I agree with Burns. We should have traded him way back long time
Hey,
ago.
We should have
I,
traded Burns
flat out.
instead of DJ.
But
Hey
it
man, let
doesn't
me
mean
let
because
Say it again.
hey let me real quick. Let me welcome my man Stevie the Bull to the Friday Free for All. Stevie, what up?
What's up, yo? What's up, y'all? Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, man,
yeah.
loud and clear. How you doing, man?
Yeah, I feel like it's a lot of Bryce hate, man, and I don't understand it. Like, I think a
Talk your
lot of
shit,
people,
G. Talk
Because he
your fucking
sucks.
a lot
shit.
of people want to blame the whole season on Bryce, but nobody not really understanding it's a team sport. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
It's 11 people. You know what I'm saying? Everybody got to do their job. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not saying Bryce did his job every play, which because he didn't. But that's understandable. He a rookie. You know what I'm saying? But
He's a
we
rookie,
have
right? Takes time.
horrible coaching. And it's not even fair to compare CJ Stroud to Bryce Young at all just because of coaching, period. Now, it's a lot of stuff we can use. One thing that the Texans did, they switched up their lineup or their offensive line. So they found something that worked. You know what I'm saying? We ain't switch out. All we did was just plug people in. You know what I'm saying? I think it'd be a great idea for Iki to go to guard. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'd rather, you know what I'm saying, Taylor move over to left side, Iki move to left guard or right guard, whatever. You know what I'm saying? But put your best players on there, not bringing in two guards from off the street. You know what I'm saying? It was no type of adjustment, but that's coaching. All that come down to coaching, man, and the coaching was just horrible.
But man,
It was just horrible.
Is it fair to
to say,
judge DJ Johnson to other fourth round rookies?
I mean, yeah, but look, I think we've been fair about Bryce. Some people say that we're the Bryce Young podcast, but I think we've been nothing but fair on Bryce. I said that he's been very disappointing this year, which is true. And everyone around him has been equally, if not more, disappointing. I think all those things are true. But it's funny because sometimes I'm a Bryce Young hater to some people, and then other people say I do nothing but defend Bryce Young. It's just like so wild, man. We're not gonna be done with these debates until Bryce proves something. And I'm just hoping that we see a step forward next year. Now, Goat is on the pod. Goat don't believe in Bryce. He think Bryce Young is shit. G Baby fucking thinks that Bryce is the truth and can do no wrong. So, bro, we're not gonna get the truth until we're able to get some talent around him. And we just gotta hope that Dan Morgan's gonna be the dude to do that.
Does that go for every position though?
I mean, no, how can it? He's not the
I
point.
mean,
Not
you,
every
you,
position
you
is the
say
quarterback.
we say what's his name? Brian Burns doesn't have enough help to get sacks.
I mean, some people say that shit. I think he's had more than enough help.
I'm 100% confident that they're going to address the offensive line. I mean, if they don't, they'd have to be the stupidest motherfuckers alive. We all fucking see it. How could they not? And I do think they're going to bring in some wide receiver help. So I'm hopeful there. And I just can't wait for the day when we finally have an offense where we say, look, if you suck, you suck. We stop blaming it on someone else. Just make it so Bryce has zero excuses, and let's just see what we have, because he ain't going anywhere. I founded the fucking Bryce Hater Club, So but with that said, he ain't going anywhere. I'm all on board for giving him an offensive line, some fucking weapons, and a good scheme, and let's see where he's at.
Facts. I agree with Christian.
I at least give him that. I'll give him that. Then because I don't want to hear it no more. I don't want to hear it no more. When he fails, y'all, I don't want to hear it no more.
Well, we probably
So, you think that's at least fair? Go. You think that's at least fair, though, right? Put the pieces around him.
He's gonna shit the bed. He gonna shit the bed. So go ahead and put the pieces around him for the next quarterback.
All right.
I mean, I just think Baker Mayfield was just
Bryce Young did shit
is
the
a
bed in the
perfect
national championship.
Baker Mayfield was a perfect example of what good coaching can do for you. You know what I'm saying? It's no way we gonna know if Bryce is trash or not from this one season. But one thing we do know that coaching was horrible. One thing, you know what I'm saying? One thing everybody on every media platform they saying, man, they gotta call better plays. Man, the receivers gotta get open. Hey man, I feel sorry for this young fella because it's horrible. It's horrible.
Okay, let me
What
chime
happens
in real
with
quick.
the other
he
rookies
throws with
last
so
year
much
break out with this new
anticipation.
coach?
He throws with so much anticipation. Like he do a lot of good stuff, but it's like he ain't gonna be perfect his rookie year.
I know,
You know what
but
I'm
just
saying?
food for thought. How much of the scheme was because he didn't have the arm strength or the arm skill to really execute?
I didn't see. I ain't name one pass. It looked like he ain't had an arm strength.
Okay.
Name one pass.
Wait a sec.
I'll
Whoa,
have to
hold on.
pull the tape.
I didn't see
There was
Bryce
lots.
get hit. I didn't see Bryce get hit and throw a pass over the middle on the money.
And we don't see him delete the passes, hit our
The
receivers'
Miami
feet,
game.
bro.
The Miami game. He
Come
threw it to
on, bro.
Thielen over the middle, deep. He got smacked in the face. Stood in the pocket. That's what you mean. He don't got arms from him.
Okay, so then how about this? I'll ask you the same question. Name me the play where you actually sat back and said, "Wow, that's a fucking pro throw right there." There's probably just one in that Packers game. In the entire season, there was one that said, "That's why you chose him number one." That's a fucking NFL arm right there.
Yeah, when I don't know if you ever seen the Saints game. I was at the Saints game, the first one, right? It's a sideline throw. He throw it to Thielen. He on the other side of the numbers, on the money, right in the pocket.
Okay, well I
Right
guess
in the pocket.
we could cherry
That's
pick,
not a
nitpick
weak
this
arm.
stuff.
That's not a weak arm. I
This is
don't
why
think
I'm
they got a
looking
weak
forward
arm.
to it.
They're gonna cherry pick one. They're gonna cherry pick.
Hey, I'm all on board. Let's get him everything he needs. He ain't going anywhere. Too much of an investment.
Tell him, Christian. Get him everything you need. Give him everything you need.
And hey, and if he
I-
turns out great, then I'll eat crow. But it's just I just never saw it, and I still don't. But I do see that he can be a great game manager, not making mistakes, and I am looking forward to that. I'm hoping for it. So, but I just don't see like just a star quarterback. And hey, maybe it could be a benefit. Like I said on one of the free-for-alls, I think he could be, like I said, great game manager. And when his contract comes up, maybe he's not fucking demanding that $60 million a year. Maybe it's just something that's easier on the cap.
He could be Brock Purdy at least, and because
y'all are crazy.
A competent head coach.
So how the fuck are we crazy?
Let me rephrase
Y'all are
that.
crazy, bro.
So what did you see?
A competent coach.
That was special.
That one pass he threw to Thielen too in that same
Yo,
game.
just go, Pickle. Just go.
When the DB tipped it and the ball still got through, that's not arm strength.
Buddy, just let
Bro, his ability to escape the pocket and invade defenders and make them look silly is fucking elite.
He
Okay,
averaged 6.5 yards.
he averaged more rushing. He averaged more than the running backs. So I don't understand where the fucking hate is coming from. Fucking Bryce Young, bruh.
He was slow as fuck.
Slow as fuck.
Yeah. How did you not see how
Bryce
slow
not-
he was?
He ain't the
How is he
fastest, but he
slow?
most definitely ain't
Yeah,
slow.
he escaped.
He
a
is
little
not
bit.
slow.
Yeah, he did a little silhouette into the end zone. Dude, I want him to succeed, but you can't tell me that he has an NFL arm, an elite arm. You can't tell me that he reads the pocket
really
well.
not even an
I wouldn't say he
NFL
have an elite arm, but he most definitely got an NFL arm.
Well,
Nah,
we can
you
agree to
capping.
disagree on that one.
Yeah, I think
Hey, hold on. All right, bet. We'll solve this arm talent question real quick. Name me 3 quarterbacks with the worst arm than Bryce Young in the NFL that are starting.
Tua is definitely.
I said
See,
3.
you know
though. I
what?
said
You
3
know
quarterbacks.
what, Stevie?
I said 3
This
quarterbacks. Not just
morning,
Tua.
this morning, I went on Black Cat and I got my ass ate up
Yeah,
because I
some
made
Bryce-
that
good point.
comparison
60 sacks
that
is
Bryce
not
Young
evading
is Tua.
defenders.
Bryce Young, bro. If Bryce Young is Tua, then that's what you're hoping for. That's what
Yeah,
you're
but he
hoping for.
got a stronger arm than Tua.
Dude, they're so
He got a
embarrassed
strong
of his
faster
arm.
than Tua.
They're so fucking embarrassed of his arm that at the end of a half, the ball was at the 50-yard line. All he had to do was chuck it up to the end zone for a fucking chance. What'd he do? Throw it out of bounds because they don't want us to see how weak his arm is.
How is his arm weak? How is his arm weak? And one of his best games was in a bad weather game, and we won that game.
We scored 9 points.
I'm not
It doesn't matter. A win's a fucking win, and he had a good game. He still had a good fucking game.
And I'm getting ready to get out of here.
Wait, hold on. Go ahead. What you say?
20 fans in the stands that game, bro. Like what?
I said my wife
Hold on,
just
let me-
come in with the food, and I'm getting ready to get up out of here. But y'all said I had it on that Tua comment right there.
Yeah.
Remember at the beginning they didn't want Tua. Then they put all this stuff around it. Got Tyreek Hill, got everything, just like we talking about. Got him everything. He still can't win the big games. Y'all seen how many they won right there? And then when they figured out that gimmick gadget ass offense for them, it was over.
Go. His entire defense was injured. The Dolphins' entire defense was injured, bruh.
Now y'all,
There's
that's
two
another-
sides of the ball, man.
It's another excuse, right? Another excuse.
It's not an excuse. They were missing their entire defense, bro.
What about
It's
before the
everything but the
defense got
quarterbacks.
injured? So they were just killing everybody. Before the defense got injured, they were just killing them. No, when they ran up against somebody that could stand up to Tyreek and Waddle and jam them at the line, it's over, baby. That's a gimmick gadget offense.
How bad would
You're
this
not
season
gonna
have
do that. You're
been
not gonna be able to run everybody in the league, bruh.
if
not.
AR didn't get injured and lit it up? How fucking ugly would this have been?
It'd have been real ugly.
Yeah.
Wow. But yeah, I'm gonna have to get out here, man. Enjoy y'all, man. Let me go get
All
me
right,
something.
man.
to eat.
Go enjoy that dinner, man.
All right, love you, Cody.
All right, I love you too, bro. I'll
See you,
see you
Joe.
around. Yeah, man. Appreciate it, Go. Shout out Black Panther Podcast. Yo, man, Deez hasn't chimed in a minute. Let me hear from my man Deez, bro. Like, what you got to say, man? What's on your mind? I just want to know what's going on with you, bro.
Nothing much. I am listening. I beg people all week long to come check us out on the Friday Free For All, and a lot of my favorites are in here tonight. G Baby, love Kendall the Goat, JJ, and many others. I love hearing these guys' Panthers' opinion, and I always ask people to come in and join us. And this is what we went through not last week, but the week before. So 2 weeks ago, we had this knockdown drag out fight about Bryce Young, and here we are again. And I revert back to what the professor said. This is an 18-month long discussion. Now we're at about 16.5 month long discussion, according to the professor's timeline. We're going to continue to talk about, is Bryce Young a success or not? He's the most important piece to this team. He's the most influential piece to this team. He's the reason why we hired Dave Canales. He's the reason why we let go that offensive line coach that is highly regarded in the league, and Dave Campen. There's so many. Everything about the Carolina Panthers revolves around Bryce Young, and everybody's going to have a different opinion. And I think it's perfectly okay. One of the things I didn't get in earlier that I kind of wanted to, we were talking about the wide receivers. We need to bring in that Brandon Tillis from the Chiefs. because if we only have like 33 million available in cap, and if we're going to bring in any kind of free agents whatsoever, then we're going to need somebody to redo some contracts. The first one that comes to mind is Taylor Moton. Taylor Moton's scheduled to get paid $30 million this upcoming season. He's always been a Panther, and he's loyal to our team, and he would be happy probably to restructure his contract once again to help out this Carolina Panthers football team and this Carolina Panthers offense that needs some kind of weapons added to it desperately. Us getting everything we need in the draft with only 6 picks, even if we trade back, is highly unlikely. So my expectations for next season aren't very good. So the whole conversation around, is Bryce Young going to be a successful quarterback in the NFL? Well, we probably won't see it next season. We may see some more flashes. We may see some more good plays here and there, but you got to remember, only one more team in the NFL gave up more sacks than we did, and that was the New York Giants, and that was a complete train wreck they had going on. They, like JJ mentioned earlier, drafted Evan Neal, I believe it was. So we have to resolve left tackle. Left tackle is super important, and you've had a take going for over a year now, Cody, that we need to put Brady Christensen in that left tackle position. And if we're running a more finesse pass first offense like Canales ran with the Bucs, then that might be the right decision. But like me and Pickle discussed last night, a double bicep tear, he tore both his biceps at the same time in the game. Man, I don't know what he did. He must have tried to pick up that defensive tackle to block him to tear both those biceps. 330-pound curl or something like that. They've got to resolve that. If they'll figure out the left tackle position or schematically figure it out, like I talked about last week, sending those chips over there, sending that back, sending that tight end. Lance earlier in the chat, been a super fan for over a year. He said, I would sign Louvu, I would sign Derek Brown, and I would trade everybody else. And I don't think that's a bad take, and I just want to give him a shout out. Those are my thoughts, Cody.
Yeah, man, dude, you said a mouthful there. But I do think that we could be on the right track, man. And I let me ask you this, man. Like, a lot of people say, well, we shouldn't have high expectations. But I always feel like those could be the years that surprise us. Like, whenever we do have those low expectations years, I feel like those have always been, that's been the air around the Panthers whenever we went on to do something really unexpected. And I kind of feel like this next season has the makeup of that. Like, nobody's truly expecting a lot from us. But I feel like we could have a competitive squad if we really lean into what we're good at, which I think should be running the football.
Yeah, absolutely, 100%. We need to get back to what we're good at here in Carolina. That's playing great defense and running the football, number one. Panther Pickle will be an absolute champion of that take, and he'll continue to tell you that. You don't have to look far, Cody. Look to D'Amico Ryans. Look what he did with the Houston Texans. Look how they obliterated the Browns, the best defense in the league, in the first round of the playoffs, a wild card weekend. Look back to not this year, but last year, what Dayball was able to do with the New York Giants. They were also able to win in the first round of the playoffs when nobody expected anything from them. So it's been done, and it's 100% possible that we could take a few veteran players on defense with some pieces added around them with a coach like Evero. Y'all talked on Evero earlier too, and I feel like that's why we need to retain him, because Evero has been able to do more with less than any other coach we've had here with the Panthers in the last 5 years, probably, at least defensive wise. Who thought Troy Hill was going to be successful this season? Who thought that DiCaprio Boodle would be a serviceable player? Nobody. So therefore, Evero must be the coach that we need to keep on defense, because we don't want our defensive coordinator running up to our brand new first-time head coach in Canales and tugging him on the arm and saying, are we spying this quarterback this week? We don't need those kind of questions coming from our defensive coordinator. We need somebody who's going to handle his business and stand on his business, as the young people like to say. So that's what we want to see from Evero, and make sure that we retain him this year so that we can have that kind of breakout season from our offense, because we saw it with Dayball, and we also saw it with D'Amico Ryans this year. Hell, we even saw it with the Buccaneers. Everybody wrote them off for dead and possibly to finish last in the division. But did they? No, absolutely not. They took those veteran players and put a good scheme around them with our new head coach, Canales, and was able to win the division for the third year in a row.
Yeah, they've laid out the blueprint. And I feel like that's a good thing for us, because the guy that we just hired was a big reason for that blueprint being implemented, man. So, Baker gives me a little hope. Geno Smith gives me a little hope. And hey, I know we talked about Chuba Hubbard. I like Chuba Hubbard, man. I don't care who knows it. I think that the dude is a good running back. I think he can be a good running back, even better than what we've seen. I think that if you give him those running lanes to go through, I think Chuba's a good bet. You know, Cole, if you're still on here, I know you were maybe kind of having some hesitations about Chuba. And I wouldn't be opposed to picking up another one, but I don't know. I think that right now we have enough players to be competitive in this division.
Yeah, we just got to scheme them up, man. Figure out what they do best and scheme them up.
Cody, thank God we're not in the division where a team cranks out 10 and 12 and 13 wins and just wins it every damn year. You know how far away we would really be if that was the case? Like, we're really not as far off.
We would be like the Washington Commanders, basically, or the Arizona Cardinals.
Right. For sure.
I'm just so tired of drafting the top 10. You know, of having that top 10 style draft pick, man. Like,
but Cody Scott Bitter said we're not drafted in the top 10 anymore, and he's right because his ass is not drafted in the top 10 anymore.
That's another thing. I want none of these coaches to promise us anything. Don't promise us anything other than you're going to work your ass off to make the team good. Don't promise no more top 10 picks. Don't promise anything individual. Like, just go out there and get this team to believe in it.
Hey, Cody, you know a great way to tell if that's going to be the case or not, actually? On how, if their perspective has actually changed? If how much David Tepper's dumbass is out here talking and saying stupid shit, all right? Because it feels like every time he come out here saying stupid shit, it comes back right to bite his ass, bro. So maybe if he keeps his ass quiet this offseason, we might be in for a treat or two.
No, you bring up a great point, JJ. We should have a presser coming next week, don't you think, Cody? When are the Panthers going to drop that presser and let Dan Morgan and Dave Canales speak, you think, and introduce themselves to the private team?
I'm assuming that it'll be on Monday. I do not know that for sure.
Right.
What I will tell you is that whenever I find out when it is, I'll do my best to do a live stream and live stream it here on C3 and have everybody react to it. I'm excited to hear from him. I mean, I like that he's been interactive on Twitter. He's got a Twitter profile. People have been trying to get him on C3. I hope we can make that happen one day. That would be really cool. And yeah, man, like I'm optimistic, man. I know we've already kind of exhausted all the talking points, but I really. Okay, yeah, go ahead.
So my question is,
what kind of things? I'm sorry, Christian.
Oh, no worries. Well, I was just going to ask, because living in Arizona, I don't get all the local news and all that stuff. But what was the deal with the 3-4? Like, did they just do that because of Evero, or was there more to the story?
I think Evero.
Tepper loves the 3-4.
Yeah, I think Evero has a lot to do with it. I felt like a lot of people thought that Brian Burns would be better at edge than a 3-4 or than a 4-3 defensive end. And we were all kind of hopeful about that. So a lot of people.
Tepper hired Evero because he wanted a good defense, a good 3-4 defensive coordinator.
And he was a good 3-4 defensive coordinator. Hey, by the way, whoever's not speaking, mute your microphone. Someone has an echo coming through on their phone.
Well, my deal with the Evero is that I liked him, but I can't get past the fact that he didn't get much out of Burns, and that's, to me, that's a huge strike, and that's very disappointing. Is that just a Burns issue, or is that potentially a scheme issue, or even a motivation issue?
I think why can't you say it's all three?
That's a Brian Burns issue most of all, though. But does he get credit for having Derek Brown's best season so far?
I think you have to, right? Like, you kind of have to. Like, I don't know. I say with Evero, one of the things that we knew about him, even before the start of last season, is that he does like to use his primary pass rusher as a decoy. He'll let them eat up two blockers or, drop them back into coverage, per se, to use him as that kind of bait and switch type player, as if to not know where Brian Burns is going to be and what he intends to do. But I feel like that's also it.
He's tricking himself
hampers.
more than the offense.
Yeah, you're hurting Brian Burns and his ability to get after the quarterback. With that said, Derek Brown being that beast in the middle of the defense, I feel like you have to give credit to both men, Evero and Derek Brown. I mean, the scheme fit Derek Brown well, and he continued to grow as a player. So, to me, it's on both of them.
Yeah, I like Brian Burns, but I think it's time for him to go. Honestly, like for real, I really wish they would have traded him instead of DJ Moore. But I seen enough from him. He's not a bad player at all, but he not gonna be he just ain't gonna be. He ain't that. He nice, but he just ain't. Like when he had Hassan Reddick here, he was supposed to go off. But Hassan Reddick was that dude for us. You know,
Hassan Reddick was better than Burns.
Yeah.
To be fair to Brian Burns, he wasn't where he was to this day, though. You know, at least year 4 Brian Burns.
He make plays though. But I think we need to use him and flip him and get some draft.
He's a complimentary pass rusher. He's not a main focal point pass rusher that can anchor a defensive line. You know, what you could get by in the NFL with just a main focal point, game wrecking defensive lineman, but Brian Burns ain't that. So he's just a complimentary guy.
Yeah, I think we just need to go
DJ
ahead
Moore
and flip him.
in nowadays game, you need more than one fucking legit receiving option. You need multiple damn.
Yeah, but just imagine DJ Moore and Adam Thielen. Oh my God.
Exactly, bro. And that's the thing. I shat on this receiving core all off season, but if we had DJ Moore on top of these other receivers, if we had a proven guy that could take attention from these other guys to be able to do their own thing on easier coverages, it would be a lot smoother and easier. But we don't get that grace because Scott Fitter's a dumbass.
Hey, real quick. Let me welcome my boy Jay Stubbs back to the Friday Free for All. Jay Stubbs, what up, dude?
What up, man?
What up,
King Stubbs?
Carolina Pride, woo!
What's up, man? How you been, man? I ain't talked to you in a minute. How you living?
I've been good, man. Just honestly, bro, like just trying to flush out the Panthers for a little bit, man, because the season's almost over now, so it's like, man, you know how it goes, man. Sometimes you gotta flush it out because I've been a fan for a while, man, and these eras, man, you gotta enjoy it. But there's nothing much you can really say, bro, because it's a mess.
Yeah. Hey, what are your thoughts on Dave Canales as head coach and Dan Morgan as GM?
It sounds like for the third time in a row, Tepper hired himself as a GM and then hired himself as a head coach again. A 6-year deal, Cody. Like, come on, bro. Like, are we doing the same shit again? Like, no offense to dude, but
I mean, it's his money. I mean, he can fire him.
But like, you would think you would learn your lesson, though. Like, you know what I mean?
Right? Yeah.
Right, but like also after seeing what happened to Frank Reich, if you're Canales, don't you also say, okay, I'm gonna need a little time to build this up. I'm gonna need some time to make this what you want it to be. I don't know.
Did he drop it? Did he drop a Jay-Z line while you said that too?
I hope not. God, I hope not.
No, he dropped the Nas line.
Oh yeah, damn. Let's see.
Not in all seriousness, Cody. Like, we got to deal with it. I would love to be wrong, and sometimes surprise coaches, like when we hired Rivera, I wasn't too strong on it, but it worked out. So sometimes you just never know.
Yeah, I mean that's kind of where I'm at. I'm hopeful, man. I like the hire. When you look into what he's been able to do, I like the pedigree, and I feel like that's what we need if we're gonna get the most out of Bryce.
Cody, I tell you what I'm not doing anymore. I'm not letting any hype videos. I'm not letting Twitter hype me up on anything, bro. I will never do that shit again. I was so hyped for last season, bro.
You and me both.
True that, man. True that.
Yeah, we
I ain't going no draft.
Brown and Louisville, we gotta sign them.
100%.
We can't lose them.
Hey, Cody,
I
ain't going no draft.
Though. We don't got the money. We can't
You're
sign
not
both of
going
them
to
and bring in a receiver.
Hey, Jay Sub, you going to the draft this year?
Fuck no.
It's just in Detroit too. It was like, no pick and Detroit. I'm good.
Is Eminem going to be there?
Get a free show.
But, so, what are y'all talking about today? Just everything about the coaches and.
I mean, yeah, we talked about the coaches. How about this? Now that we got Canales, do you think Mike Evans might come through?
Didn't he make a tweet or something? Or was that?
I mean, I don't know who just said it, but we ain't got no money, bro.
Yep. I'm
But
telling
we
you,
do have
with your
wait.
broke ass.
Why are y'all saying we don't have money? We're not broke. We're not like.
Because we got 2 players on defense that.
Oh man, he cut out.
The only
Like,
receiver
you got to
I
pay
see really
Brown. You got to pay Luvu.
The only receiver I see coming here is really because he lost a lot of money in Atlanta and Jacksonville.
I mean, I'll tag him. I mean, shoot, I ain't tripping, but he's hurt a lot, ain't he, too? Like, he fit right in.
I don't think we're getting any of the top 5 receivers in free
I
agency.
want one of these free agent wide receivers. I want one.
I
of
bet
them.
you do.
One of them.
bet you do.
I want one of them. Either T. Higgins, Mike Evans.
You're getting Mooney and liking it.
Calvin
Cody,
Ridley.
you need to play some TLC. Don't go chasing waterfalls, my friend.
Exactly. Stick to the rivers you know.
Don't go chasing one.
So, okay, so give me an argument for why they would want to join the Panthers.
Exactly.
I mean, I ain't got too many of them.
We got the
if I'm being
OC.
honest with you.
I mean,
Just
Because,
maybe
bro,
money.
Tepper brought music to
OC.
Charlotte.
That don't say
The
much though.
Money.
Exactly.
Yeah,
He got
just
his
be for the
ring.
money.
He wants money.
Lots of it. That's what it's going to take no matter who you get.
That Tom Brady money. That's why he went to Tampa.
Damn.
So how
mean-
did Evans do this year? Like, so he was the number 1. Could there
Pay
be a
him.
guy out there like Higgins that wants to be featured in Canales' scheme?
Yeah, that could be true. And he kind of had an off year last year because he was hurt a lot. So that may fuck up how much money he can get. You know
Are y'all
what I'm
trying to
saying?
overpay for a number 2, though?
I mean, you're gonna have to.
We've done it before.
I mean,
Why
We've
not?
done it very recently.
Why not, J Subs?
We gotta pay for Christian Kirk.
I'm just saying, bro, like, I guess, man, the first thing we need to do is spend money on the O-line before we do anything.
Yep.
I agree.
And I
there.
mean anything, bro.
do y'all want Thielen to come back?
Hell yeah.
Or what do y'all think he's
I
gonna
mean,
come
he's
back?
already
Adam
signed.
Thielen don't want to come back.
Yeah, I don't think he's gonna come back.
So there was JJ earlier and was it G Baby? They both had great points. I didn't get a chance to chime in, but I think they're both right. G Baby's argument was fuck that, let's just draft him, and I think JJ's was you need to get a proven guy, and I think that's true for both. However, I do think that it's going to be harder to get a stout offensive line with the second round pick as opposed to you can get a difference maker with a wide receiver there, and I think you would just pound the table for offensive line and the free agency and hope maybe you can get a veteran wide receiver, but if not, then you just got to focus on in the draft.
You
He needs to
retool
fire
through
the
free
scouting
agency.
department.
Like your empty positions you need to rebuild with, you get it through free agency, and you just draft the best available draft.
Like, we can't be
They drafted
egregious
for the
on O-line this year, bro. Like, we can't do
It
that.
just seems so lazy to me if you don't get a wide receiver in this.
Are we giving up on Mingo already?
Who said we ever believed in
No.
Mingo?
I
You
think
wanna
Mingo.
steady hand?
I
Oh,
think
you don't get to say that, Miss Mingo.
he just need to
Bingo.
work on his. He just need to work.
I
on,
didn't make that shit.
How many
Oh,
touchdowns
now
did
you- now
Mingo
you
have this
deflecting.
season?
Now you
I didn't make no damn bingo, baby. I am not the
Bullshit.
arbiter of that.
I think Mingo just need to work on getting out his routes, getting out his breaks better. But other than that, I like him.
You gotta give him time. Not everybody's going to burst on the scene
I
and
really
be
don't
great.
think that. I really don't think that you should judge any of these rookies in this past class now.
I don't think you should judge
because of the suck ass play calls, Pickle.
all we
the
really
coaches
ran
were
was
bad.
curl routes.
I mean,
for real.
people give arguments all day long how you can't give up on Bryce, but they'll turn around and say, "Oh yeah, let's throw the towel in on Mingo."
It's the same reason for both.
Let's call DJ Johnson a suck ass bitch, but let's say Bryce is a superhero.
I'd rather get some O-line than
DJ Johnson is a suck ass bitch. He can't even get on the field.
He's
My first priority would be left
DJ
tackle.
Johnson,
100%.
he's been on the field. He's been on the field longer. He's been on
The
the
thing
field.
is with Mingo though is Mingo is a power slot. So the guy I compare him to is Chris Godwin down there in Tampa Bay, who is another power slot. And if we're being real, it took him a few years to get his stepping in the NFL and get going, bro. He only had one touchdown his rookie year and like fucking 600 yards or some shit, bro. He was like the number 2, number 3 wide receiver. He had to earn his play time for and get better as time went on. So, you know, maybe Mingo can at least be a good number 2 or 3 wide receiver down the road.
And we all hated
one thing I wish people
calling
would not
this
do
year, so.
is look at the draft
too,
and say
Kevin.
we have to get a wide receiver with the second pick. We have to.
Yeah, I
get
don't like that either.
offensive line with the
BPA at
second.
this
I mean,
point, bro.
when the second
Yeah, we're
pick
too
comes
bad to
here,
be taking,
you pretty
like,
much
certain
have to
positions.
take what's available because you're not going to be wrong. We are that fucking bad. You're not going to be wrong.
Shit, don't
If
say
you
that
have
shit,
the
Pickle.
best center in the draft sitting there at pick 33
And plus-
and you take him, you're not wrong. If you
And
have
plus,
a left
this
tackle,
is a
you're
deep
not
receiver
wrong.
class, so you can
Yeah,
get
if you
another one
have
in
a-
the 5th round.
If you have a
Yeah, I like that
defensive
boy out of
tackle,
South
you're
Carolina.
not wrong.
Yeah, he's
I
speaking
mean,
my language.
He looked like DK.
You have a middle
Metcalf.
linebacker like
Trotter.
Trotter.
I wouldn't mind
that's
Trotter.
You're not wrong because
That's who I want.
boys and girls, I would draft the middle linebacker, and I don't give a damn who don't like it.
Yes, sir, Pickle. I'm with
I'll
that
draft the
shit.
left
You draft the best player for
Swear
real.
to God, I would draft the
That way we
linebacker
can
right
put
there.
Icky at guard. We got a guard and a left tackle now.
So
I just hope this dumbass.
the
So I
narrow-
hope this dumbass don't make a move to get back in the first and like destroy our future assets.
I agree with you, Jay. I think
I don't think
everybody's
we're going to
screaming
trade much
trade
in the
back.
draft.
I think if
David Tepper, bro.
I personally believe that you trade Burns, but you let him know that you're planning to trade him, so he needs to sign a
But y'all
franchise
think we can get
so
a
he can
first for
figure out
Burns?
somewhere to go.
I think
Hell
it matters
yeah.
what
Yes, I
team it
would.
is.
We probably should get first.
Do y'all
For
really
the
think
at the
they're
ass
gonna
end of the first
But-
round, do
but
y'all
who
really
gon-
think we
get
good?
the first
Who
round for
gon'
Burns?
who need Burns though?
I will say the
What
the
team? What
Jets.
team?
The,
you think
the
is-
Rams have tried twice. Third
Yeah.
time's a charm.
What about the Bills?
I would take if the Rams call you up and say, "I'll give you the 21st pick in the
You don't think the Bills need
2024 draft
defense?
for Brian Burns," would you take it straight up?
Yeah.
They threw a third in there.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. If we could get a first round pick this year, I'd take that first round, that second round pick, trade up to the top 10 and get that LSU wide receiver.
I would.
Because I'm not trying to pay Burns
I would-
$25 million a
Nabbers?
year, bro.
Keyshawn Boutte?
No, I want Nabbers, bro.
Hey, well, he's got
Yeah,
legal
Nabbers,
problems.
yeah.
He just got busted for gambling big time.
No, that's
No, that was
Boutte.
Boodle.
Oh, my
Boutte.
fault.
He's
I thought
already
it
in
was
the
one
league.
of them. He's
Oh,
already in the
He's already
league.
in the league.
Yeah, Boutte ain't in
I
the
would-
NFL.
So Malik Neighbors is who you talking
you're
about?
just wasting picks. Yeah, I'm sorry. We did this last year, trading away picks to trade up to get players.
That's
you
what I'm
do
saying.
that, you're wasting draft picks.
But that's
Yeah,
what
but
that's what
that
Tepper
dude
does,
from
bro.
LSU look like Jamar Chase. I'm sorry.
Well, that's nice, and I'm not being mean.
But we're talking about trading Burns.
Yes,
That's true, yeah.
Yes, trading Burns for a pick is great. That's not what I'm talking about.
Yeah, that's what
But
we're talking
if you
about.
do that, then you turn
Talking about
around
what you
and
gonna
trade
do with it.
a couple
Oh, okay.
others to move up in the top. Nah, I wouldn't do all that shit. I'm sorry. I
Pickle, do not be shocked, my friend. That's all I'm saying.
Oh,
I
dude,
still
I
think
ain't
we should
shocked
talk with the
about
Jets.
Nothing. Nothing shocked
They're in
me.
win now mode.
But the boss
Talk with the
thing to
Jets
do, the
about
boss
what?
thing, we
They're
can
in
get
win
the
now
most.
mode. The
We
Jets.
can get the
they
most.
on
I know
clock.
everybody will probably hate this,
But-
but we probably
but-
get the
but-
most for Dave Brown for real.
But
Nah.
We would get the
I'm
most
not-
for him, but we
I'm
don't
not
need to
trading
do it.
Derek-
He's
I'm not
untouchable.
I
Yeah,
said
Derek
this
Brown's
the other day, my
untouchable.
friend, and apparently you wasn't around. But I'll tell you this: I will trade Derek Brown for the first overall pick in this draft. Plus,
Well, duh.
no,
No.
I will not trade him for nothing else. I will not trade.
I
him
mean,
for
he's a
nothing else.
defensive
I
tackle.
want the first pick in the NFL draft, and that's the
I
only
would
way
if
you're
we
getting Derek
Look, who
Brown.
would
He
you
gonna
take?
come
buddy
with a
from
first and a
Ohio
second.
State, I trade him right now.
Who would you take at
Now-
number one?
And remember, a lot of people were
Harrison?
calling
Yep.
Harrison, wide receiver Harrison.
and Pickle,
That's who I'm taking.
and a lot of people 2 years ago were calling Brown a bust. So
I know that.
Because if we
You
was
gotta let
if we
these
was to
people
do that,
let them develop.
we could get Harrison
Here's what
and
I
then
think
trade
you
up
do
and get a
with
real
Burns.
and use them 2 second-round picks, trade up and get a real left tackle at the end of the first round.
That shit's
I
not
just
gonna
think we
happen.
should.
I mean,
I stand with Icky.
I don't know that you. I don't know that you can trade up and get a real player. I'm sorry. I've heard that. I've heard that for 30 years. If you trade up, you get this guy.
I think
Well, I'm
our
saying to move
And I
Icky
mean,
to the
I
inside.
remember a time when the Panthers traded up to get this future left tackle, and he was a fucking bust.
I just think we
I
should
remember
build through
that.
the free agency.
What about Emmett Brown?
Because
What you talking about, Icky?
No, you're talking
I'm
about
not.
I think he's talking about
I'm
Jeff
talking-
Ota.
We had we
No,
drafted a running
in
back
the
with
second
our
round.
first pick, and then when we traded back into the first
Was it
round,
Emmett Brown?
no, that was Michael Orr, or that not Michael Orr, that was OT.
Jeff Ota.
Jeff Ota,
Yeah,
yeah, he
that's
just
what it
got
was.
hurt
Jeff
all the
Ota.
time.
Yeah,
That man had like
exactly. But we
27
still,
concussions,
but
Pickle.
he was supposed to be our future left tackle. He was going to play on right for a little while, a couple years. Then
He was good for a bit.
And,
I know a girl
he got
who
hurt
was
all the
banging
time.
him. She said all he did was smoke weed all day long, bro. All
Yeah,
day.
that's what I say. I mean, I've just been I'm not into that.
That
Jealous.
motherfucker had headaches 24/7.
Here's what I think you could do with Burns that people aren't looking at or they're not talking about. Some of these folks probably would take Burns for a player. Let me throw a name out there. I heard this mentioned by an ex-GM on XM radio a few weeks ago. He said, "If I'm the Panthers and I'm the Bengals, I'm going to tag T. Higgins and I'm going to tag Brian Burns. Then I'm going to have my
Yeah, that's
GM
good.
call him and we're going to swap picks because T. Higgins will play for Carolina on a franchise tag.
I'm trading Burns for a first. I ain't trading for no player.
Do the same thing. So
I'm trying to
but
get a
he
cheap
said
contract, my friend.
a team is more likely to trade you a player that they really don't have plans to keep than they are a first round pick. So
Yeah, because they most definitely ain't got no money.
Hey, side note. Speaking of weird owners, do y'all see that Vince McMahon shit, bro? That shit was crazy. Dude.
No, what happened?
I'm
Bro,
watching
Vince-
SmackDown right now.
Bro,
What
Vince
happened?
McMahon is a demon.
What he do?
Oh, there's all
you
kind
talk
of new
about Vince
sexual rape
McMahon.
allegations
Yeah,
with
he got his
feces and all kind of shit.
Bro.
What?
Now, is this some kayfabe shit or is some real
Oh
shit?
no, this is
Nah, bro. He literally
this is
stepped
some
down
devastating.
as the chairman today.
Yeah.
He said, wait, wait, what now? But if y'all
It's all
gonna
kind-
tell me,
it's-
y'all gotta
just
really
look
tell
it
me
up.
what
Nah,
happened.
just
Look
look
it
it
up,
up. We don't
'cause
need.
you might get
no,
pulled
we
off
don't
the
need to
internet,
say
my
it.
friend.
Yeah.
Yeah, all right, man. Now I'm gotta look that shit up.
I'm gonna piss on you.
Worse than that.
Yes, I do. I'll piss
Who are
on
you guys talking about?
Vince
Vinnie
McMahon.
Mac.
Vince McMahon.
Shout out to the Royal Rumble tomorrow. I'm watching it. Give a fuck.
Yeah.
Bro, I could not believe them text messages, bro. That was wild. Like that shit was crazy.
Yeah, no, I read them.
Okay, I looked it up on Google. Damn.
Yeah.
Please
Do y'all got
somebody
faith in the new
expose
head
David
coach?
Tepper. Please somebody expose Tepper.
Damn.
He likes to get his feet
Okay.
rubbed too. Let's take his team from him.
I want to
Y'all
be the
got faith in the new
resident
head coach?
Tepper defender here. I just want to, like, when people talk shit on him, I want to know why.
He
What-
really
what-
isn't the biggest villain everybody makes him out to be. Everybody else
I
like
know.
he's a super
I mean,
villain, like God.
I think
I
this
hate
is a
him,
clear
bro.
sign
Sorry.
that he stepped back. I really do
Because
think
he's
he
an
stepped back.
egghead, little dick.
You're just jealous. You're just jealous because
Man
he
threw a
gets more
drink
you
on
got.
somebody,
He
bro.
got more money than you got. He got a per your wife and you. Oh, you ain't got a wife.
Man,
Okay,
I
what's
fucked
that?
his wife. I don't care about that.
And anytime he wants to see a football, he just see it.
Okay, well, the
No,
narrative.
I think the biggest problem with Tepper is he just
Too
he
hands on,
don't
bro.
he want to win. His biggest problem is he want to win. He want instant success. That's his biggest problem. Other than that, I fuck with him
Yeah,
because he just ain't gonna take no shit. Hey, how long you gotta watch something to know it ain't gonna work? You know what I'm saying? So I get that, but at the same time, you gotta give these motherfuckers a chance.
Bro,
You know
I
what I'm
say it a
saying?
million times, bro. He treats it like stock. Like that's what he's famous for. Like this is not stock, bro.
See, okay, all I want to know is
you can't do a
He's
flick.
starting to get that though.
what did he meddle in that wasn't deserved?
He should have let Frank Wright finish the season. He should at least let him do 2
Oh,
seasons.
He should
never
not
let
have let
him
Frank
go.
Wright
Never
finish
had
the
a-
season.
Frank
At least
Wright,
he
never
should
had a
have-
college
way to
coach.
lose
Frank
us. I'm
Wright
not
was
gonna
a
lie.
poor excuse of a man. Frank,
Well,
you
it
heard
just
I said it. He was a poor excuse of a man for accepting a job, walking in it, not turning out exactly the way he wanted, and turning crybaby, wanting everything his way or no way.
Boom.
For what he did to this team and his inability to take complete charge over this football team, he was a poor excuse of a coach, and I'm calling his ass out because you're not going to tell me that he couldn't have took control. When Thomas Brandt, when he found out people were jumping him, if he should have went to them directly and fired their ass before they got to him. But he didn't want to do that. He wanted to be Mr. Nice Guy. He wanted to be Mr. Goody Two Shoes. Sometimes in the NFL, it's a cutthroat business. You either do the cutting or you get cut. One of them two goes. Frank Wright was should not have been hired, but he was. And if he wanted it his way, he should have told everybody that straight up. When Thomas Brown wanted to do something, he said, "No, dude, I'm the boss. I'm the head coach. You're the offensive coordinator. You go over there, do what I tell you to, or you can leave right now." But he didn't have the balls to do that. So
He
the
should have
only
hired
one
Steve
left
Wilkes,
in
man.
the building that had
Yeah,
the balls
seriously.
to do
That's
anything
what he
about
should
it
have did.
was the
He
owner.
should have hired Steve Wilkes. He could have still fired him this year if he didn't work out. You know what I'm
Exactly.
saying?
He would
That's
have.
exactly
do,
why
but
I'm glad we didn't
It
fire
wouldn't
him.
have been a
but
question
at
about
the
Ben Johnson.
situation that it was getting a lot worse because the locker room with the coaches squabbling, if the coaches were squabbling like it was reported, no.
right.
When you have coaches squabbling over who's in power, no, that's the job of an owner to come in and fix that shit real quick.
And that's the problem. He's too involved in the whole thing. That's the problem in the first place.
Well, I mean,
in my opinion.
yeah, I understand that. I do. But when Matt Rule was there, we never had this issue. David Tepper really wasn't all that involved because Matt Rule had contractual over everything. So there's not
Right.
a lot David Tepper to do anyway.
So
So David Tepper wasn't around all that much. When Frank Wright come into the picture, Tepper was there all the time. That tells me that Frank Wright never had leadership to start with.
No, he
He
didn't.
never had
And
leadership.
the locker room did not buy that shit from
Right,
fucking
because
day one, Pickle.
if you're David,
Yeah.
if you're Frank Wright and you knew going in which quarterback you wanted, if you knew 100% which quarterback you wanted, and the owner said, "No, I wanted this guy," then you're going to argue with the owner, and you're going to demand that you were brought in to get this quarterback, not the other quarterback. And no, Frank was, and even Colts fans, if you go back, Colts fans will tell you that Frank Wright will not fight for his players. He will not fight for his coaches. If somebody comes in, they pretty much gonna get their way because he'll.
Let me ask y'all this:
Too knucklebuck.
Did you think Dave Canales can be the opposite of that? Like I named the show tonight. Can Dave Canales build a winning culture?
Only
If
because
you listen to what they say about him, they say that he's all juice. Is that he's gonna get people believing? He's gonna get people moving.
He made Baker look good. I'll give him that.
Like,
the only reason why it's gonna be different is because David Tepper believe he can help Bryce. As much as he believe in Bryce, he believe in him.
Right.
That's why it's only gonna be. He had no choice but to let him do him when it come to Bryce.
I
choice.
think what you've seen today proves that he can do that because here's another shot on Frank Wright. And if people take offense because I make a shot on Frank Wright,
He's a pussy. Say it.
you know
He
why I
deserves
am.
it.
You don't like it, kiss my ass. Because bottom line is who put Frank Wright's coaching staff together?
Tepper,
the other
Exactly.
coaches, Frank Wright, not
Scott
always.
Fitterer.
I mean, yeah, and Frank Wright allowed it to happen. He allowed it to happen.
It's gonna happen again, Pickle.
I have to question that though.
Y'all know when a man allows somebody to come in and dominate him, what's that make him?
He is a pussy.
Exactly.
Well, didn't they say?
So therefore, this man here, what's the first thing he did? He took 2 coaches that David Tepper loves and says, "You're fired. Get out."
So did they not say when Frank Reich got hired? Did they not say that they spoke with Tepper and Tepper was on board with getting the best of the best? That's kind of contradictory to Tepper making all the calls at coaches.
I didn't say he made all the calls. I'm saying Frank Wright let Scott Fitterer help out. He let.
But usually
Jim
coaches
Caldwell
bring
help
their
out.
own staff.
He pretty much said.
Yeah.
He brought
Exactly.
him in. He ain't never worked.
Somebody
never
would
worked
recommend
with.
a coach. I don't remember who it was. Oh, it was somebody recommended a coach.
Like how Frank Wright
I
called him
think
plays,
it was
he got an
Evero,
OC
but
that he
they
never worked with
recommended
before.
a coach, and he was like, "Oh, okay, sure, we'll try. Yeah, we'll show him. I've never worked with him, but we'll try him." No, it was Thomas Brown. He had never worked with Thomas Brown, and it was recommended. And
Right.
I wonder if it's Tepper or Scott Fitterer recommended it to Frank Wright. Frank Wright said, "Okay, sure, I've never worked with him, but maybe we'll get the system put together." And he walked right in, and I mean, you know, to me, I would rather have a coach who knows who he wants, and he gets his guys that's going to run his system the way he wants to run it. That way, everybody's on one accord. Everybody's on one detailed plan. Here's what we're going to do, the way we're going to do it, and if there's any questions, you come see me.
Was y'all cool with the Dan Morgan hire? I missed the.
Well,
episode.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, hold on. Let me ask you. Were you cool with the Dan Morgan hire?
Again, and like I said, this is just my opinion. I can be wrong. I'm an Akron fan, just like you fan. To me, like I said, I felt like he just hired himself again. Like he got somebody who was already in there, who's been there, and he's like, "Fuck it, I'm gonna do business with myself. I'm gonna hire this guy who's gonna be another yes man, because he's been a yes man, and he's gonna say yes man."
Well, I'm going to tell you what. Tepper needs a fucking yes man. And what he needs is a guy to say, "Yeah, I have your back. Yes, I'm going to do my job. And yes, we're going to punch him in the fucking mouth. And yes, I need some space to do it."
And yes, I need you to back the fuck up and sit over there in the corner.
Yeah,
and
I
be
don't mind him being involved. I like that he cares. I like that he cares, and I like that he's involved. If he wasn't fucking involved, we'd still have Reich right now. And I think we all agree that would be a bad choice.
You're right. You're right.
You are absolutely right.
Yeah, I think with that Dan Morgan thing, if Dan Morgan went against them draft picks, then I understand why I like it. But if he stamped everything that we did these past 3 years, it's he a yes man. He a yes man.
As long as he's saying, "Yes, I have your back," and "Yes, I got this under control," I'm good. But I don't think he needs someone to say yes or "Fuck you, get out of my fucking office." He just needs a "Yes, I have your back, and we're gonna fucking get this." And I think Canales, that is one thing I'm excited about with Canales. I think he can be that effervescent type of personality that people are going to get on board with. And I think Dan might help get it there, but I don't mind if Tepper's involved at all.
If I could say, Cody, the other day, Dog, I saw him in the chat earlier, but I get busy doing something.
Yeah,
the other day, he was wanting to know the other day why Canales didn't get us a job for the Seahawks. Well, I heard a lot of that on the radio this morning, and I found out some things I did not know. Okay, and maybe I did, I forgot, but either way, I want to repeat what I found out. Repeat what was said. A beat reporter for the Seattle paper said that the reason is real simple. If they wanted Pete Carroll, they would have kept Pete Carroll in charge. They didn't want a Pete Carroll lookalike. They didn't want a person who was going to do everything the way Pete Carroll does. They wanted something different. They wanted to go in a different direction. That's why they never called Canales up. And
boy, I can't wait for these predictions.
Because Canales is so much like Pete Carroll that they didn't want a Pete Carroll lookalike.
And that makes sense because Pete Carroll spoke very glowingly about Dave Canales.
Yeah,
and it basically said that Dave was synonymous with their offense.
I'm so
Right.
fucking happy we have a
Well, that's
Spanish
good to
head
hear.
coach, man. That was one of the biggest sad parts to me about us losing Ron. You know, him being
Yeah.
Puerto Rican just like me, you know, it's a little cherry on top, bro. He's
Yep.
your favorite at that point, but now we got another
Dude,
one on
Hey
the
man, I
top.
like it, man.
JJ, I
Hey,
don't
hey,
know that you
we
remember
had
this
success.
Diversity,
Yeah,
man.
we had championship success. Made it to the NFC championship success with our last Hispanic head coach. Bro, let's hope that Dave Canales
Do
can
it
take
again.
us a step
One
further and do it one more time. Hey, I
One
wanted to go ahead, Pete.
I'm sorry. I just want to bring this memory up. JJ, you may have seen this, you may not have, and it may have
What's
been in
up?
the Super Bowl run. I'm not certain. Ron Rivera was in front of the media. A lady was trying to ask a question, and you could tell that she was of Spanish descent because she couldn't say it correctly in English. So Ron says something in Spanish, like Espanol or something, and she started speaking to him in Spanish, and he said, "See." So he talked back, and they had a conversation about her question in Spanish. And Ron looked around to the whole room and said, "You want to know what she said?" And they were like, "Yeah." And he says, "Find an interpreter." And he wouldn't answer them. He would not tell him what she said. And they had to go dig it up and get somebody to run it through interpretation. So
He
they
wanted
could
that
find out
pipe.
what she said. So I thought that was very cool at that time because
All right,
you
so
don't
look.
often get a person that can speak a different language.
Hey, that look, I like that. We got our guy, man.
He was trying to
back
get
in
the
the
Ron
building.
Rod. Is what
I
he
just
said.
want to
riverboat.
say, I want to say this. Calm down, hoodlums. I want to say that we're gonna have a long time to talk about the Panthers and Canales and Dan Morgan. And y'all know, hey, C3, we don't take no breaks, man. We're here year round for your Panther football discussion needs. But man, we got the championship football coming up day after tomorrow on Sunday. Man, we got to talk about these games, man. We got the Kansas City Chiefs heading to Baltimore to take on the Ravens.
Baby.
And we got the Detroit Lions going to the West Coast and Santa Clara facing the 49ers. Boys, we're going to start with the Chiefs and the Ravens. Who y'all picking? How y'all picking? Why are you picking them? And I'm gonna start with our new guy, man, Stevie the Bull. You've been great tonight, man. Who you picking in this game, man? Kansas City or Baltimore?
I got Baltimore. I think the Chiefs, they just I know I shouldn't be betting against Patrick Mahomes, but I just feel like this the year to get him.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. Dude, everybody's been saying that about the Chiefs, though. And dude, I'm
Yeah,
telling you,
I
man,
know, but Patrick Mahomes, they got so much experience and stuff, but I just feel like Baltimore defense they so suffocating. You know what I'm saying? I don't
They're
see
nasty.
outside of Kelsey and Mahomes, if they get pressure on that man, I don't know. And I heard one of they starters is hurt, right? On the offensive line.
Who the Chiefs?
Oh, the
Yeah.
guard. Yeah, they're starting.
Yeah, I think the guard is hurt. Yeah.
Who Trey Smith?
I'm
The
not
other
sure
one.
if it's I'm not sure which one it is, but I don't know. I just think this ain't I don't
All right.
yeah, I just
It's,
don't
it's
I
just
think
it's just a bad matchup. They're running
yeah.
into a buzzsaw Detroit Ravens.
Yeah,
I mean,
I
Baltimore
got more
Ravens.
confidence in they defense, and I don't think the Chiefs defense seen an offense like Baltimore's.
Hell
Because
yeah.
I'm not worried about
Oh,
Baltimore scoring.
get the fuck out of here.
All right, man.
You-
Let me
Wait, why you say that?
yeah.
Shut the hell up, JJ.
Yeah, JJ, you're gonna have to answer for that one. That was a strong get the fuck out of
Why
here.
you say that?
I bet. Let me go at you, bro. Because I keep hearing about all this Ravens defense, the Ravens offense, the Ravens this, the Ravens that. Let me tell you all something, bro. The Chiefs over there got a
God,
Super
here
Bowl
we
winning
come.
defensive
Patrick
coordinator
Mahomes lover.
named Steve Spagnuolo. I don't know if y'all knew him or not.
Yeah,
Steve
yeah.
Spagnuolo is one of the best defensive minds in the league. They
He
got
was
Chris
still fired
Jones,
as the head coach.
game-wrecking defensive tackle, top 5 middle linebacker, best duo cornerback in the league between McDuffie and Snead right now. You got Mahomes, you got Andy Reid, who showed you last year in the Super Bowl. It don't matter if the team he's playing, the roster is overwhelmingly better. It doesn't matter if the schematics are overwhelmingly better with the better roster. When the Chiefs were in the red zone in the Super Bowl, what happened? Andy Reid recognized a weakness. He had a specific play up his sleeve. Oh, yep, let me use this shit. Fucked you up in your weakness and executed it properly. And the thing is, the Baltimore Ravens every year show us this shit, bro. They always beat themselves, bro. I am tired of
they
people
all
believing in the Ravens, bro. The Ravens always choke it, bro. People talk about the Chiefs receivers all year, bro. When the Ravens have shown us this year, the receivers can blow a game. The Ravens have shown us they can drop games at home to a weak ass
But
Colts
one
team,
thing,
bro.
one thing about last year's Super
Patrick
Bowl.
Mahomes is legit, bro. Who you taking? 15 or 8 down the stretch of a game?
Last year's Super Bowl, if Jalen Hurts would never fumbled that ball because the Casper knocked it out, the score would have been totally different. They gave the Chiefs a short field. You know what I'm saying?
Bro.
I'm just saying. The defense did enough. But if
I
Jalen
feel you,
Hurts,
though.
you know what I'm saying, it came to a turnover. That's all it came down to. A turnover.
Man, Pickle is so nasty. He was talking about Mahomes. I ain't even bring up the GOAT yet, man. You just wait till Mahomes have the ball at the end of the game, bro. You gonna see the celebration.
Don't steal every fucking thing I'm gonna say,
Kansas
JJ.
City,
Cody.
Kansas City is going to win.
It's like betting.
because
It's like
the
betting
NFL
against
wants
Brady.
to
I
see
got you,
Taylor
Jay.
Swift at the Super Bowl.
Yes, that too.
That's exactly why Kansas City is going to win.
That too.
No,
Mark my words.
they're not.
So
They're-
Pickle said the writers have ordained already. They have already.
The
They have
script
already.
is out, Cody.
Yo,
Lack.
They have
Taylor
already.
Swift
written-
versus
At the
Eminem.
beginning, I believe the NFL wanted the Ravens because it's
Yep.
in the color scheme.
Yo,
But
y'all see the logo,
but-
purple and red,
but-
the
man.
Ravens
Yeah, because
always
it's in
find
the
a way to
color scheme.
lose every
But-
year, though.
because Taylor Swift has carried the NFL into the playoffs. You don't think they're going to lose off? Imagine the Super Bowl with 1 billion Swifties.
It's
Oh
gonna
my
happen.
You know the NFL ain't gonna
It's
lose.
gonna happen.
A lot of people
Yeah.
that
I don't know why you're acting like it's not gonna happen. That's exactly what's
How
gonna
Taylor
happen.
Swift versus Eminem, bro, is happening.
How low
Oh,
key,
It is.
bro.
It is happening.
Yo, I'm tuned into that. Let me
Right.
tell you, dog.
dude. How
Shit,
how fucking low key anxious is the NFL right now? You
Oh,
got
Man.
the
dude,
fucking,
just so anxious.
you got the logo conspiracy if the
Yeah.
Ravens win, and you have
Damn,
the
Luka
Tay
scored
experience
70
if the
points.
Chiefs win.
Yeah,
Yeah.
man. I was about to say that.
So
I would absolutely love to see Baltimore and the Lions in there, just because it's two teams that haven't been in there in like forever.
Two blue collar towns.
And it is, and to me, I like that better. To me,
Well,
that's me personally.
I'll tell y'all who
But
it's gonna
I'm
be.
also understanding
Facts.
the NFL
What
is going to like
Stephen
that
Bailey
shit.
said.
So
what's the
Hey,
conversation?
okay.
What's the conversation when Mahomes wins this year?
He's
He
already the GOAT. He already the GOAT.
I mean, what?
He's already
He already the
Nasty
GOAT.
conversations,
Yo,
bro.
Mahomes
whoever
already
did that
the GOAT.
voice
Already
is
the
wild. Whoever did that
Bro,
voice
that's
is
literally me.
wild,
I
bro.
mastered his voice. I literally
Do
mastered
it. Do
his
it
voice.
again. Do it again. Do it again.
Yeah, man. I mean, we're going back to back to back, baby.
Yo!
I'm right here. I'm right here.
I'm right here. I'm here.
Damn. Wow. Yo, you really can. Yo, applause to Anthony, bro. That shit was fire, boy. I thought I was talking to Patrick Mahomes for a second.
Luka scored 73 points and Booker scored 60. What is going on, bro?
Hey, Anthony, you ought to
Well,
call in
also-
WFNZ and use the name Patrick Mahomes and talk
Yeah.
about voice.
Yeah, you ought to.
I will.
You sound like not Matt Rule.
Because
Anthony,
you'll blow the dumbass Mac and Bone apart.
All right, let me go to Anthony.
But y'all
Anthony,
really,
who you
y'all,
got?
y'all really like the Chiefs receivers more than y'all like the
Yo,
Baltimore,
Rice
defense?
has been
Stop that
balling, bro.
No,
bullshit,
I don't.
Yes, I do actually. Yes.
JJ, I know JJ does.
That boy
JJ
Rice
they
is
got
a
We're
problem,
not talking
bro.
about the quarterback. We just talking about the receivers.
They still got Travis Kelce.
Bro, Rice been wide open all playoffs.
They got better receiving running backs in,
He said they still got
Kansas
Kelce.
City.
I mean, you're not wrong though. I mean,
Yeah,
Kelce
they do got
is-
Kelce.
Kelsey's pretty much a damn receiver.
Hey, wait, hold on, so let me go to Anthony. Anthony, who's gonna win this game, man? Kansas City going up to Baltimore. Who you got?
Bruh, who the hell do you think I got, man? You guys should have done it against the last year, man. Last year, we were in the same position. You guys took the Eagles, man. I told you, Patty Mahomes 15. He's going to get it done again, man. With the power of Taylor Swift on his back, you already know what's up, baby.
Where's Miss Piggy, Kermit?
Yo,
Sounds like fucking Kermit.
That's wild.
Hey,
no, that was
seriousness,
top tier.
in all seriousness, I think the Lions are going to win too. I think that week 1 was a foreshadow, bro. I'm telling you, in some way, I think the Lions are going to win too.
If the Lions win, they're going to be my pick to go all
If
the
the
way.
Lions win the Super Bowl, I'm done watching football, bro. We have become the Lions.
Bro, if the Lions win the Super Bowl, that should give us some hope. Like the Lions were us.
If the
Lions were us.
They took our talent,
The
bro.
Lions win.
They're
going
gonna
to
burn Detroit
You know
down.
what kind of party they're going to have in Detroit?
There's
Dude,
not
so
going to be
many
a
meth heads are
Detroit
gonna be
anymore.
crazy.
I mean,
Yeah,
but
my company
honestly,
is based out of
Detroit.
Michigan, too.
that shit.
I mean, Detroit. Baltimore too, for that matter. I mean, I know
And
it's not.
Did
Yeah.
Michigan just win the
but-
national championship? I
Yep.
guess the Pacers took the sacrifice, huh?
Pistons.
I do
This
not
is
want to see
Indiana.
Brock Purdy in the fucking
Pistons.
Super Bowl. Fuck that guy. Fuck Brock Purdy.
Yeah, I meant the Pistons.
That's funny.
Oh no, the Pistons, bro. They're on some like.
But I'm saying
They
they
want some
took the
Carolina Panthers
sacrifice
shit.
for
Yo,
Michigan.
yo,
Alright,
who you got for the Chiefs game?
Sam Darnold is better than Brock Purdy.
He probably is.
So I'm gonna tell you why I'm not
I
gonna
don't know
pick
about
this
that.
game. I'm not gonna pick a winner.
Wait, go ahead, Christian.
I don't want to pick the Chiefs Ravens winner because I don't want to jinx anything. I'm just gonna say there's only one fucking person right now that annoys me more than Tay Tay, and I'm so fucking tired of seeing him. I want Patrick Mahomes out of the playoffs.
They always hate on the greatest.
No, Christian. I'm gonna put you on the spot, bro. I have
What's
a
there
pick.
not to like about Patty Mahomes, though?
I gotta have a pick, bro. And that way, if you jinx it, I know who to blame.
Everyone fucking loved Tom Brady for throwing checkdowns and dinking and dunking, but y'all
All
don't
right,
like
well,
this
then,
guy.
since I'm gonna jinx it, I'm gonna pick the
You
Chiefs.
tell him, Anthony. Give him
All
that.
right. So you're picking the Chiefs in a reverse jinx effort. I
Wow,
appreciate that.
cheap
I
move,
respect
bro.
it.
Cheap move.
I respect that. That's a big time money move right there. Let me see. My bro Diesel skills, man. We'll come back when we get the Lions and the 49ers. But who you got about the Chiefs and the Ravens, man?
Man, that game between the Niners and the Ravens earlier this season, just a few weeks ago, was really influential over how I feel about this Ravens team this season. They look dominant, and I feel like that San Francisco should be the best team in the league, at least according to the roster. However, a lot of points that JJ made and what I've seen over the last couple of weeks from the Chiefs has got me kind of worried. I even saw a crazy conspiracy post on Twitter about how the Kansas City Chiefs have brought in referees that are more likely to help the road team win. This feels like a complete toss-up to me right now. I'm not
down,
sure.
bro.
Right? Let's think. Let's go. I'm gonna have to go Ravens in this one. I feel like the Ravens somehow overpower this Chiefs team. They've looked really good. I like all the points that JJ made, and I feel like if the Chiefs win because of what he said, I would not be surprised whatsoever. But up until now, the Ravens are the stronger team.
They're definitely hotter for sure.
They are the hotter team right now, man. Everybody's picking them like to win the whole thing. I mean, they played Detroit and they stomped Detroit earlier in the year. They've beaten San Francisco. So I understand why the easy money is on Detroit. Pickle, were you just joking about the KC Taylor Swift thing, or is that your pick?
No, those are my picks. I think
That's your favorite singer, right, Pickle? Taylor Swift?
I think Kansas City goes to the Super Bowl because of I don't want to say a messed up call or a questionable is the best word. Questionable call by the officials.
I just think it's
did you
simple.
make a pick yet?
Are you Pickle? Are you saying that he's the new Brady?
Bro,
Yes.
the Ravens haven't. Yes, he is. The
He's better
Ravens
than
haven't
Brady.
been here before, bro. They haven't been here. If this was Joe Burrow, then I'd be like, all right, this is a toss-up. Because that dude just looks like a guy that can lead you to a Super Bowl, which he already has. If Lamar, I'm going to say this real quick. whoever comes out of the AFC is winning. I'm sorry. There's the NFC.
Oh yeah, I do believe that. I do believe
Yeah,
that.
because you know what Shanahan gonna do.
That's big fact.
Oh no, Shanahan's gonna throw the ball like 30. Shanahan, bro, I don't even want to get on his ass, bro. He's been bad.
You damn right, Anthony.
He's been bad, bro. And JJ knows what I'm talking about. But man, if Mahomes wins this year, he'll have 3 Super Bowls while he's 28. This man is on track for greatness, bro. This man is on track to be the greatest of all time. From the eye test to the rings, baby. Give me Kansas City all the way, man. Y'all be playing with me too much.
Damn. Hey, you need to get your.
Cody, I just want to say one last thing. I just want. All right, you go pick on. I'll go right.
No, that's because you're gonna like this, JJ. So listen up. I ain't gonna say it but once. As much of a Kyle Shanahan fan that I am, and JJ knows it, Kyle Shanahan needs to stop slobbering on Brock Purdy and go out and get him a real fucking quarterback if he's going to succeed in this league.
He tried
Because
to pickle, remember?
You can't keep slobbering with this guy who's barely above a general manager or barely above average.
He doesn't run the ball enough. He doesn't run the ball enough. That's his issue.
Pickle said he doing tricks on it.
I mean,
tricks on
maybe
it
they
is
ought to
crazy.
run Brock Purdy. God knows he can't throw the ball. He might as well run it.
Pickle, he can. When it rains, it's a wrap for that dude, bro. That dude cannot throw in the rain.
That's what I say, dude. In reality, I don't see why a head coach like Kyle Shanahan continues to have this guy. Are they just waiting for a golden turd to drop out of somebody's ass?
I mean, he's cheap as hell.
All right, I want to say one quick thing about this Chiefs-Ravens game, and then we can move on. Man, with Patrick Mahomes, it's almost like with Tom Brady, man. When you didn't shut the door on them, it was like, oh, you done fucked up.
Yep.
Because you left the door open, and then they took advantage, and then they did the unthinkable again. It's like that every single time, bro. If you didn't step on their throat, they took advantage of it, and then they made you pay every single time. Ask Josh Allen how it feels. Now I'm gonna tell you all this: the Ravens got a kicker who ain't shanking no fucking field goal. That's
facts. That's a fact.
That's a fact. Justin Tucker gonna go.
You probably done jinxed him.
Yeah, you probably did, bro.
Hey, that's a good jinx. Because if he missed a game winner to send Mahomes to the bowl, we popping bottles.
And that means he won some playoff away games too. So that narrative's dead.
And seriously, in the Super Bowl, are you taking Patrick Mahomes or Jared Goff or Jared or Brock Purdy or like
Jared Goff?
Like, bro,
What's
I'm
gonna be
just
hard to do?
I don't know, bro. It's hard to bet against Mahomes. He's literally the new Brady. He gets every call,
Who
everything.
do you trust with the ball down the stretch? 15 or 8?
Odds 15. I hate to say it, but 15.
Exactly.
I trust 87 too, to be honest with you.
But look, I mean, what does it say this year?
It's ridiculous.
But look, let's be real. I mean, the Bengals have beaten Mahomes and the boys in the AFC Championship game like a year or two ago. Like, it's not like they're unbeatable. And, dude, if Lamar and the Ravens are ever going to do it, this is the team to do it. They've got this defense purring, man.
Cody, I'm gonna
Oh my! I can't with Cody, bro.
Listen,
Cody,
JJ, let me get this up. I'm gonna tell you what's gonna happen. I'm gonna tell you exactly what's gonna happen with this game, bro.
You see how you just misconstrued everything I said? I'm not switching up my belief on the Ravens. I'm saying that if they were ever going to have a hope to do it, this is the team to do it. If not, you're never going to have this opportunity with Kansas City on another down year ever again.
Cody, it does feel like a heavyweight title fight, don't it?
But let's be honest here, though.
Cody, it's going to be Pat, man.
Hold on, let Cole go. He has something to say.
Yeah, let me get this off right quick. I haven't made my pick yet. I think Patty Mahomes is going to win this game in the 2-minute drill. I think Pacheco is going to have a better day than people realize, even though Baltimore's defense is smothering, and it could be Kelsey with the game winner, and your ass is going to deal with Tay in the Super Bowl.
Shake it off. Shake it off.
All that shit.
Yeah. Damn
Bro,
right.
It's
for
coming.
real, who is going to the KC Panthers game next year? Because that game is
That's
gonna.
in Germany.
Yeah, I know, bro.
No,
He said that's in Germany. What is our Germany
Joe
game?
But it
Persson
is, though,
reported
right?
it's not going to be. No, he reported it's not going to be KC, and I know exactly why. Because Tepper's ass got in there and he said we got to sell tickets for this bitch.
Absolutely.
That's what Tepper said.
Y'all kidding? My ass don't go to Charlotte for a game. I ain't traveling to Germany.
Pickle, what the hell are you talking about? You going on the plane with us?
Pickle, you'll fit right in, bro.
I tell you what, if you buy it, I'll go.
Bro, I'm trying to go to Germany. I don't know about y'all, man. I'm trying to.
Facts. I'm with Cody.
I'm trying to get them German steroids.
Yeah, and I'm trying to see some of these German women, bro. Shit, come on, man.
Hell yeah.
I heard they into some other shit over there in Germany, bro. Straight up.
They on that Vince McMahon, my boy.
Yeah, on some of that fetish type shit, though. Anyway, I'm dumb as hell. Hey, man, let me welcome my man Kyle from Charlotte Sports One onto the show. Big Kyle, what's up, dude?
Hey, how we doing, guys?
How you doing, man?
That's right. At the very end, I dragged my ass in here.
Give me your prediction for
Dude, it's the Ravens.
Ravens and
it's the Ravens. It doesn't matter. It's the Ravens. The Ravens are gonna win it all.
Tay says
all right.
Win it all.
Yeah.
Has anyone not picked Ravens Chiefs?
I haven't, but you know my answer. Patrick
No.
Mahomes, bro. I can't help it.
If Lamar wins it all, he's better than Cam Newton.
Hey,
I feel like
what?
so. By the way,
either way, that's two legacy plays, right? Mahomes wins or Lamar wins.
But hey, just so I'm clear, the majority of y'all pick KC. I feel like.
Tay.
Yeah, the majority.
Cody, how's that sound? 2 MVPs, 1 Super Bowl for Lamar. That'd be amazing.
That would be pretty.
Yo, Cody,
that'd be
the reason
pretty
why I
damn
was like, the reason why I said that was so nasty for you picking the Ravens, because it was like, wasn't it a week ago you were sitting here, man, Lamar don't do shit in the playoffs.
I didn't even say I picked the Ravens. I
you
just
didn't?
said I said if they were gonna do it, this would be the year to do it. They ain't
Josh
gonna have
Allen.
this chance very often. And how about this, JJ? I'm picking the fucking Chiefs. Because I think everybody. This is Kansas City. Whoa, I don't know who I'm hearing myself. This is Kansas City's world, and we're all just living in it. How about that?
I'm telling
Mahomes
y'all.
is the king of the NFL, whether you want to
Mahomes-
admit it or not, Cody.
Mahomes' hardest opponent.
You're muted, Pickle.
Mahomes' hardest opponent left was last week. Last week was his hardest opponent.
Yeah, but that shit don't matter at this point, bro.
You're still muted, Pickle. By the way, yeah, everybody has doubted the Chiefs all year, and if we're being real, who's the hungriest dog of the food chain? It's been Patrick Mahomes, and you've made the dog hungrier. All right, he's coming for the AFC. This is his AFC. 6 AFC championships in a row. He's taking the AFC championship again, bro. It's his AFC.
yeah.
It's his 3rd title coming.
6 in a row.
Right.
That's
Yeah,
crazy,
we
bro.
gonna
That's
find out how good
ridiculous,
Lamar
though.
is.
The most positive
We
thing
gonna find out how good Lamar
We
is.
can't win. We can't
Oh,
win.
yeah.
We can't make the
About
playoffs
Lamar
6 years in a row.
choke job will
Because
be-
that
All right,
Kansas City defense ain't no joke now.
No, it is not.
All right,
It ain't no
final
joke.
one.
Y'all are living in it, man. Just accept the reality.
I might want to change from the Ravens to the.
Yo, that shit
Man, we're
funny
getting
as
people
fuck,
switching up to the Chiefs, man. I don't blame you, man. I think it is. I think the Chiefs are gonna pull it away, man.
Cody,
They
it's hard
always
to go against the baby goat and the goat tight end. It just is.
Yeah. All right, man. So now moving on to the NFC Championship. The Detroit Lions going to Santa Clara to play the 49ers. I'm going to start with my man Kyle. Kyle, who you got winning this one first, man? And tell me why.
I want to say the Lions are going to win it, just out of that grit mentality. It's going to be a close one, but I hope it's a close one anyways. But I think that the Lions win it just because, the story behind it. They ain't been to the Super Bowl, so.
All right. And Kyle, real quick, since we didn't have you on earlier, just give me like a brief rundown of how you're feeling about Dave Canales.
Open-minded. That's I'm feeling open-minded.
All right.
I gave Frank Reich the benefit of the doubt, and I did not like the hire. So if Canales isn't as bad as Frank Reich, in my opinion, because Frank Reich, I when I looked at him, physically looked at his face, I knew that the guy was not going to win the locker room.
Extra mayonnaise, bro. Extra mayonnaise.
Right, he's not going to keep
I've
it.
been saying he just got off a bad Santa shift. Fucking kids are sitting on his lap all day, and then he
Damn, that's very true.
He
looks
his loud
fucking
ass
tired.
up to fucking work, and he's like, "All right, let's go play football, man. Whatever happens."
All right. Stevie the Bull, who you picking, man? Detroit or San Fran?
I'm gonna have to be realistic and go with San Fran, man. I'm sorry. San Fran, they too nasty, man.
So how's that
They too
realistic though?
They just,
So we're about to have a rematch of Super Bowl.
I feel like
Detroit Lions.
I feel like San Fran got something to prove. You know what I'm saying? Like, as good as they is, everybody just, I don't know how y'all could, people be saying shit about them like they not the shit. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I tell you what, I'm a big Kyle Shanahan fan. I really am, dude. But the last game I've seen them, they didn't win that game.
They were out.
They lost.
They were outplayed.
Lost it.
How many NFC championships have they been to straight?
Yeah, I mean, after a
I
while,
think they've been to like the last
after a while, you got to
3 or
say,
4,
all right, boys,
or 3 or
That's
5.
crazy
what's
too.
next? I mean, after a while, you look at San Francisco and you have to say, okay, dude, what's next? What's next?
Yeah, but they've been there though.
Yeah, but they've not got there.
Are they the Eagles?
I mean, they need to go to the Super Bowl. How many Super Bowls have they went through?
One.
Yeah, and then Brock Purdy, I mean,
two recently.
He won the game for him last week too. So,
Bro, he also should have lost the game. He should have thrown a
no,
pick
no.
six on
They
his
won that game.
He's not good, bro. Stop
sucking up Brock Purdy, man. I mean,
no,
seriously,
I'm
y'all
not
need
gonna,
to stop
I'm not
with
gonna
this
say he's not
bullshit.
good, but he doing his job.
Yeah, he not ass. I ain't gonna say that.
I think he threw
I
for
mean-
like 4,000 some yards.
But my thing is, like, I don't understand why people. I don't understand why people got this beef with Purdy. Like, Purdy is running that offense just how Shanahan wants him to.
And
Better
Cody,
than
he's
Jimmy ever
extremely
did.
cheap, Cody.
Better than
Extremely
Jimmy
Yeah,
ever
and
did.
it's cheap, bro. Like, they don't ever spend money on the quarterback like that. And, bro, y'all can get mad if you want to. I think Bryce Purdy, I said Bryce Purdy.
Shit.
Right.
You know what?
Oh, damn.
No, I think Brock Purdy and Bryce Young are very similar players in their skill set.
That's
No,
a
that
W.
boy Brock Purdy don't got no arm for real.
I find it hilarious that people point the finger at Brock Purdy and say, ha, you ain't shit. Meanwhile, they'll tell you that Bryce is the best. Like, they're the same archetype of quarterback to me. Just like Tua.
Spider-Man meme.
Yeah, man. Like, y'all are just pointing at each other. So, look, I think that the 49ers are going to get it
Cody.
done.
How damn that's great. So when does Bryce Young go play for the 49ers?
No, he's not about to.
After his rookie contract, he'll be the next Drew Brees over there, and he'll win them one Super Bowl after they make 100 NFC championships.
Shut your ass up,
Do
JJ.
we have to kiss his ass for the rest of our life?
The
Is
last
it-
straw.
is
we
it-
had to hear about how great Drew Brees was, even though he
Is
was
it still
21 on
wrong that I got a soft spot for
No,
McCaffrey?
immediately was it
No,
happening?
not at all. It's not
I hope
wrong at
McCaffrey
all.
wins straight up, bro. I can't even hate.
I ain't
Nah,
even
I'm
mad
gonna
at
hate
that.
if McCaffrey wins.
Hey,
I'm gonna
he
be
just
honest.
sold his
That-
house.
man,
He
fuck
just sold his
McCaffrey,
house in
bro.
Charlotte.
Hey, but how
for
about this?
12
I saw it on the
McCaffrey,
market. They already sell JJ. Not JJ,
Hey,
but
McCaffrey and Steve Wilkes.
Yeah, that's
I'd be
true.
I'd be happy for both of them, man.
Yeah.
Getting an
Yeah,
opportunity for the
I
Super
wouldn't
Bowl.
I wouldn't be unhappy.
And
if
that's
they
exactly
won.
right there, Cody.
Really.
That's exactly why the 49ers are going to lose this football game. Because
The only
since
way they
Steve,
lose is they,
hold
if
on,
they can't
since
block
Cody's
Eddie.
cheering for him.
since Steve Wilkes became that defensive coordinator, you can tell that 49ers defense is soft now, bro. compared
All
to
he
what
runs
they've
is
been.
the soft Ron Rivera
It
zone, bro.
ain't
That's
even
all
just
he runs.
coverage. Like, they just giving cushion at the line of scrimmage with the corners. No, that defensive line is not what it once was. Those linebackers, they're good in coverage, but they're not playing with the same intensity they once was, bro. That defensive line they not going to get after on that best offensive line in football they got there in Detroit, bro. What I'm saying is everybody's going to be like, how is this Lions secondary going to stop the passing attack? Okay, here's how they will. They're going to dominate the line of scrimmage when they're on offense, and Brock Purdy's bitch ass is going to have another off-rhythm game, and they barely going to be on the football field. That's how. That's exactly how. Everybody want to talk about McCaffrey. Oh, George Kittle and fucking Brandon Ayuk. Bro, they got Amon-Ra St. Brown, Sam Laporta, Jahmyr Gibbs. They got just as good as weapons, bro. They got a good OC. They got players too, gang. They here too. They toughness, bro. Dan Campbell is anything but soft. Like
They
that
tough,
49ers
but Christian McCaffrey
defense,
finna
bro.
run over.
Yeah, what he said.
Christian
They
McCaffrey
tough.
doesn't touch the
But
fucking ball, bro. Send his ass back here, bro.
he don't
They
touch
don't
the
even.
ball.
They don't even run. They don't even run, bro.
I got
Shanahan
the
is
Lions winning this game, 26
All right.
to 24.
JJ got the Lions. Pickle, you picked?
The Lions.
Yeah, there you go, Pickle.
Hey, I'm gonna be honest. This is the first time in a while that I really don't give a shit who wins. Like the Cowboys are out.
That's how I feel.
Tampa's out. It's like
That's
we
how I
good.
feel.
There's no
Hey,
more
I'm
Tom
gonna be
Brady.
honest. All of these games, I really don't give a shit who the winner is. Like,
I just
I'm
want
just
good
hoping.
games, Cody.
If I
I'm
can say,
just
I really
hoping.
don't
I'm
either.
just hoping
I
for
just-
good games all the way through. Like,
Right.
I want Lamar to win it all.
What are the chances of
I wanna
Jared
see-
Goff and Brock Purdy having a mid off? Was that like a high? Or are they both gonna ball out?
I mean, I don't know. I
They're
think
gonna
they
have
might
a
ball
mid
though.
off, bro. They gonna
I
play.
think they're gonna. I don't know, man. I think they're gonna ball. I kind of have a feeling that they might put some points up.
And y'all remember what San Fran used to do to the Rams?
Oh yeah, it's
Gonna be a
bad.
What
low
happened in the
scoring
NFC
game.
Championship?
That's
Gonna be a
how what you
really
call it
low
came to the
scoring
Rams
game.
in the first place. Because San Fran kept on whooping their ass.
Hey Christian, you still there?
Yeah, what's up?
Detroit and San Fran. Who you got?
I'm gonna take. I'm gonna think that the Niners start out pretty quickly, and over time, Dan Campbell shows what heart is, and Brock Purdy's gonna fuck it up in the fourth quarter.
You damn right.
That sounds like a Shanahan special to me.
Jay Stubbs, who you got?
Man, I'll say it like this: if I was a betting man, I put money on San Fran. But who can go against either team going? Like, I mean, the Lions in the Super Bowl, bro. How amazing would that be? Like, I feel like we're in bizarro world. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But
It's
it's
gonna
probably
be a
going to be
rematch
it's
of
probably
week
going
one.
to be a rematch of 2 years ago, or whatever it was, 3 years ago. San Fran versus the Chiefs. Unfortunately.
Nah, it's a
I feel
rematch
that.
of the season opener. Chiefs and Lions.
Oh yeah, that was the opener, wasn't it?
Mhm.
All right, Chiefs and Lions. Colby, you still there, bro?
I am, my friend.
Yes, sir. Who you got? Detroit and San Fran.
I'm going to give you a very unpopular answer. Brock Purdy's going to have his shit together, and he's actually going to pull one out of his ass and have a decent game. And I think the damn 49ers are going to blow them away, and Detroit's going to have a meltdown that nobody's going to see coming.
Hey,
All right.
we're not talking about Madden, brother.
I'm going against the grain. I've seen title
Alright.
game weekends go like that before.
Cody, I won the moment the Cowboys got eliminated, bro. I was good. I was like, let's go. That was it for me.
All right. No, I hear you on that one.
Oh, that your Super Bowl came early. Shit.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah.
Everybody in my
Um,
job is literally a Cowboys fan, like literally.
All right, and so
annoying as
real
fuck.
quick, just to remind us, I'm gonna go through it. Everybody give me your Super Bowl prediction. So Pickle, who's the Super Bowl prediction?
The Detroit Lions.
And no, I'm saying like who's gonna be in it?
Oh, I'm sorry. I guess Kansas City and the Detroit Lions.
Kansas City and Detroit Lions. These are skills. Who you got in the Super Bowl? You're muted, brother.
Appreciate you. Let's go San Francisco and Baltimore. I'm going to go opposite of Pickle.
All right, San Fran and Baltimore. Kyle.
I got the Ravens and the Lions.
Ravens, Lions. JJ.
I have a rematch of the season opener between the Kansas City Chiefs and the Detroit Lions.
Let's go. Let's go. Stevie.
I got the Ravens versus San Fran. I got the Ravens all the way.
I thought you changed your pick to the Chiefs at the last moment.
Oh yeah, I did, but
Damn,
I'ma
caught
stick
you,
with
bro.
it. You gotta keep them guessing, Cody.
Yeah, no, you're right. You're right. Colby, Cole, who you got, man?
I'm pretty sure I'm the only one with KC and the 49ers. That's what it's going to be.
All right. Let me see. J Subs, who you got?
I'm right there with you, bro. I got San Fran and the Kansas City Chiefs, and it breaks every Super Bowl record ever.
Damn. All right,
Tay-Tay.
Christian.
That
Christian,
would be
you
exciting, though.
Chiefs and Lions to jinx the Chiefs.
Chiefs and yeah, that's right. My man got that big 5D chest reverse jinx going on. So I like that. I like that. All right, yeah, I guess my final prediction. Fuck it. Damn. It's hard, man.
Come on over to the dark side, Cody.
Fuck. All right, I'll say. All right, my final pick. JJ, I lied to you, bro. I'm going Baltimore and San Fran and the Super Bowl.
Big trust. Woo woo.
He went with the Super Bowl logo.
I did, man. I believe in the.
And this time the lights won't come off. You know what I'm saying? It won't be
If
red.
I go 0 for 2 on Sunday, I'm gonna be salty, bro, because I thought I made some pretty good arguments. But
All right, so if y'all have been enjoying the Twitter Spaces, which I highly recommend you check out, follow Diesel Skills, follow my man JJ, follow my man Panther Pickle, follow my man Cole. These we need to work on a graphic with all of those Twitter handles, so I can just have it as a photo that I can just flash at the end of the show to get everybody to follow the right Twitter handles.
He probably just finished that right then already.
You'll have it. You'll have it tomorrow. No problem.
I appreciate you, bro. Yeah, all the people that need to be followed for the Spaces, follow all these boys, man. I know that.
Follow me on OnlyFans.
Yeah, I mean, if you want to, I mean, I ain't gonna force
I
you.
like getting fucked by the Panthers. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you nasty as hell, boy. You nasty as hell.
you can check me out on Nicole Tepper's OnlyFans, by the way, though.
Damn, yo, disrespectful, man. But all right,
Take that.
So the my man D's and Pickle, they wanted to have a little discussion about keep pounding, and then we're gonna get on up out of here, boys. So I'm gonna give it over to y'all.
Pickle, I'm going to lead you off, man, and give you a good setup for this. You know, it's been a rough season for the Panthers. We had a lot of discussion about how this season and this year was the worst year ever for the Panthers. And there's nothing more important than bringing things back to our mantra. And our mantra is keep pounding. And Panther Pickle's been a fan of the Carolina Panthers since they started. And he understands where our new GM and former middle linebacker comes from. His name is Dan Morgan. And what he meant to that team and those players along with him on that team. Pickle, will you tell the younger fans about Dan Morgan and his history here with Carolina?
You muted, Pick.
Muted.
Of course. That's about normal. Dan Morgan was a starting middle linebacker. He was the guy sitting in the locker room next to Sam Mills when Sam Mills told everybody he got cancer. And he was the guy who picked up the manto along with the rest of the defense, but he was the guy who carried it. He was the guy who forced it down people's throat. And so many fans out there have this opinion that Dan doesn't know what keep pounding is. And I heard a fan say that the other day, and I really went off, and it really hurts, because if you don't know the history, then don't act like you do, just so you can get the latest click, because you don't know what the fuck you're talking about. And I hear people say, y'all so-and-so's killed keep pounding, and the fans killed keep pounding. When you go to a stadium, why should the David Tepper board tell you when to say keep pounding? When we went to the Super Bowl in 15 and 03, nobody had to tell the fans when to say keep pounding. Nobody. They knew it already. Nobody. And so many people think keep pounding is about defense, and I guess if you want to say it could be, but it's not. Keep pounding is about having a goal and striving for it. Sam Mills had a goal to beat cancer, and we had a goal to beat cancer, to help Sam Mills beat cancer and go to the Super Bowl. And every time there was an object in front of him, we keep pounded until we made the Super Bowl. Okay, when you have a goal at home or in your life yourself, remember, keep pounding. If you want to get out of debt, keep pounding. Just keep fighting for that goal. Because if you lay down, if you give up, you say, "Oh no, I'm out," then you're not pounding, and you're the one that's destroying. Keep pounding. Okay, there's nothing to do with and you know what? Dan Morgan was the guy who picked up the panel. If anybody in that entire organization or the fan base knows what keep pounding is, it's Dan Morgan. Because you put him on here and you ask him what keep pounding means, and you'll see tears swell up in his eye because he was there. He held on to Sam Mills' hand when he died. He was there. Thomas Davis, the other week they took a picture of him sleeping and he got offended by it because he's a man and he's keep pounding. He was a rookie and all the way through, he's the only linebacker who played with all three of our stud middle linebackers. Keep pounding is more than, I get real upset. If you want keep pounding, then you do it. When the owner or a GM or a coach tells you to keep pounding, you should be embarrassed to be there. Because it's not up to them to tell you to keep pounding. You have to keep pounding.
Embody the keep pounding. We must do it. You must do it. The
Well said,
Panthers
Pickle.
must do it. Shout out to Pickle and
Pickle has
DJ
created
Skills. Man, giving us the fire at the end of the free-for-all. Boy, we appreciate that, Pickle. We appreciate that, D's. Man, to everybody that's been on the show today, we appreciate y'all. The free-for-all is nothing without y'all. It's been a great conversation, as always. Follow all my boys on Twitter. You see their ads right there up on screen. We're going to have a graphic that we can just throw up for everybody to follow all the boys that do the C3 spaces. Hey, man, like my man Pickle said, nobody has to tell us to keep pounding. We're just going to do it anyway. We're going to keep pounding, baby. C3, we out.